Oh yeah.
It's currently 70.3 degrees here in my room.
Oh yeah. No, inside's nice.
Yeah.
Inside is nice here.
I don't know what it is
Outside.
outside.
Fuck.
I turned that fucking thing off. There was like some fucking obnoxious thing in the bottom corner of my windows where it kept trying to tell me like all the fucking news and the weather and all this shit, and I'm like, nah, get rid of that shit. I don't need it. Thanks.
Yeah. Fuck that. Ah.
Let's see, it's 80 degrees here, so that's not too bad at all. Like that's good
No. No.
being outdoors weather right there. Like you go out and do stuff in the yard, even it's not that like maybe you want to take some breaks and drink some water, but it's still pretty nice.
Yeah, that's nothing here. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's not
That's
bad
like
here
fucking.
either. Like we've been having a really mild summer this year. Usually we've been already up into the 90s and maybe even like a couple of 100-degree days by now, but this year it's been mostly 80s and 70s.
Yeah, it took a little bit here too, actually, because I remember there being days when it was over 100 at the beginning of April, dude.
Yeah.
So it took a while. It's like mid-June, so not bad.
Yeah, we also usually get like a weird sort of like hot 3 to 5 days sometime in like the middle of October. There'll just be like, and it won't be like
Yeah, that's
super hot. It'll be like up into the 80s, maybe the 90s, but it'll be like like not winter fall weather.
yeah. It's called an Indian summer,
Yeah.
or sorry, Native American. Oh wait, First Nations summer.
Huh. Did not. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
thought that was I forgot about that.
yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's Indian summer when you have like a week or two, like
Well,
in
yeah. I forgot about that.
October, September, October, where it gets really hot again
Ah,
after summer.
definitely makes sense. Oh man. Oh, I don't remember that specific murder case that you sent. The lady who was getting sentenced. But
Mm-hmm.
it's always
Oh,
satisfying to watch those fucking monsters get fucking
yeah.
destroyed in court, where they're like, oh yeah, you're never gonna see the outside of a prison alive again. Like you're going to die in prison. You're gonna wait there to die. Like we're not gonna kill you. We're gonna
Yeah.
make you sit in that prison for fucking like 50 years, and then you're gonna die.
Mm,
Like we just want you to know that that's where you're going.
yeah. Yeah, especially that bitch. Fucking Ice Queen cunt, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you can tell she's
prefer
gonna protect
execution only because there's like ridiculous possibilities of people actually getting out on like technicalities and stuff.
mm,
But
yeah,
man, it's
right.
more satisfying that they get to sit in that prison for like 50 years and rot before they die,
Yeah,
being some other
indeed.
lady's box lunch, so to speak. You know.
Box. Lunch. So, sorry.
That was pretty good, I thought.
But yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about that one. I just kind of knew the basics that she killed her husband and she was fucking some guy she worked at like the coroner's office with or something.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. Turns out there's a lot more to it that it's found out in the last day or two. Like the thing about her just locking her kids in their fucking room for like several hours or fucking like 7, 8, 10, 12 hours at a time with the lock on the outside of the door. So locking them in a bedroom, no way to piss or shit or do any of that kind of stuff for fucking crazy long periods of time.
That is
So
so
that's
fucking
fucking,
gross, man.
dude. I don't get it, dude. That's so fucking horrible. And also, I didn't know this, but well, you can kind of. It's probably not surprising when you look at her that she's a complete psychopath. But apparently, she like essentially stalked the guy. Like she literally. I think they lived in Ohio, and he ended up moving to like Florida. She like was estranged from her husband. She moved down to Florida at the in the same development as the guy that worked at the coroner's office that she was cheating with,
Yeah. Oh, women
and then infiltrated the
stalk men all
family.
the time, constantly. They do it all the time with no
Yeah,
shame, and they act like it's
yeah,
reasonable. But then when the reverse happens,
yeah.
like they get mad. No,
Mm.
no, women stalk them
Yeah, no, and here's
all
the
the
thing.
time. Like they'll Google them, they'll
Yeah.
fucking stalk they'll create fake accounts to get more information on their socials.
Hmm.
And they're all
Yeah,
like,
she
and
did
they
some
all act
crazy
like it's
shit,
totally
dude.
normal, and it's like, no, it's fucking insane. But
Hmm.
for some reason, when a girl does it, everybody's like, oh no, it's totally reasonable. She needs to know for her own safety.
Hmm.
Safety from fucking what?
Yeah. Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Well, this
don't
one, she
fucking
was
lie.
literally like hanging out with the family, like having
Oh
all the
yeah.
kids over and shit, like there all the time, buying them a bunch of shit from the stores and like
Oh
groceries
yeah,
and
there's
shit.
women who will
And
like friend their fucking the guy they're looking at's mom in order to like get introduced and stuff. Like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff happens all the time.
yeah, well, this bitch fucking had the dude's wife completely fooled apparently.
Oh, I bet.
Because yeah, she'd hang out with the wife and the kid, all the kids and shit, and then ended up, I don't know if they were fucking before they moved to Florida or what, but whatever the case is, it's fucking weird, dude. Holy shit, that is some crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So luckily, she's going to spend the rest of her natural born life, hopefully, no technicalities involved,
Oh yeah. In
in
prison
prison.
forer,
Yeah,
where she fucking
yeah, and
belongs
that's
with
not
the other
even.
monsters.
Yeah, yeah, that's not even. What do you call it? That she still got the charges for the child abuse and neglect and all that shit on top of that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I
that's
was saying. I'm
right.
like, yeah, this is
That's
like
right. That was only
torture.
the murder case. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like the added charges there should be like her getting tortured in a similar manner to
Oh
what she did
yeah.
to her own fucking
It's
kid.
really tough to watch these people get to like live in a prison after they do that stuff to kids. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like
I
no,
kind
they
of
should
feel
be
like
tortured.
child abuse should be one of those things that can get you executed.
Yeah, yeah. If it's that fucking blatant or
Yeah.
tortured, you know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
why I
Like
said
I
can,
think.
like rape and child molestation. I think should be like an execution. Like that should be just the baseline, right? Like
Right, right.
like if you rape
Yeah, oh yeah,
somebody or you murder somebody violently. Not talking about statutory, not at all, but
yeah,
it should
yeah. No,
be.
I'm okay with one strike and you're out in that for those crimes. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
like
most
child
people would agree
abuse.
that
Okay,
rape and child molestation should be,
yeah,
executable
yeah.
crimes.
You don't get a
And I think
second
that
chance.
certain
You're done.
levels of child abuse, like child abuse, should be like, yeah, you could get prison time, or if it's egregious enough, we just fucking kill you because you're a fucking monster, and we don't want you ever to have a chance to hurt anybody else.
Mhm.
And the only way
Yeah,
we
or at the
guarantee that is
very
by taking you out of the population.
yeah, or at the very least, don't give them their own separate wing in the prison. Make them be in general population and let the you know problem work itself out.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
those are the types that don't tend to last long in general populations.
Oh yeah, well, one
Mm.
hopes, man. One hopes.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, in prison, dude, you're a fucking child molester or rapist. Yeah, the other prisoners want to fucking kill you, dude. Straight, literally,
But the
fucking
thing
want to
is,
kill you.
generally speaking, at this point now, they don't have an excuse to put them in Gen Pop. So most of the time, they're in their own little areas, kept separate from the regular
Yeah, that's what I'm
prisoners.
saying.
And
That
so,
should stop.
well,
I feel like that would be
I
more of
don't.
a
Okay,
fucking
no,
deterrent.
I don't agree with that. I think that we should just execute them. Like, I don't think it should be
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
something
I
that
know,
like
but we can't.
Because you know what? If somebody was in there for, like, theft or something, and then they could get fucking put in there for another 20 years because they killed a child molester, like, that seems really unfair to that person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want, like, people to get,
Yeah,
like, life sentences on top of whatever, if they're redeemable, you know?
yeah, yeah. I
Like, oh,
suppose
this guy
nowadays
was a
everything
drug
is so
dealer,
much
and then he
surveillance.
was confronted with this child molester, and he killed him, and it's like, well, yeah, but now he's got, like, 20 years on his jail sentence, and it's like...
Yeah, it's tough to get away with it shit in prison now. I assume there's just surveillance everywhere.
Oh yeah, no. Well, plus there's plenty of people who are gonna rat you out in order to get like a fucking lesser sentence if they can get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they
Yeah,
kill rats in prison if they know. Like if it's kept hidden.
Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's probably never going to be a case where they can get executed.
Yeah,
I
no.
still think that's a better than nothing. It sucks for the dude that gets extra time, but fuck it, man. Put him in with the death row guys. How about that?
Put him in with the death row guys. That would be pretty good. What's up,
Yeah.
Mr. Samaj?
Yeah. Put them drug dealers on death row. Well, I only say that because you're playing this. It's like what's it called again? Section
Yeah. Schedule 1.
Schedule 1.
It's very brain dead at this point. Everything is pretty much automated. I just have to travel around and like deliver stuff. I don't have to actually really do anything.
Did you hear about all the articles that came out about this game saying that oh my god, the game's dead. Its player base is dropped by like 70% and all that.
Oh really? That's sad, dude.
Well, what they forgot to mention in there, because people are so brain dead these days, the reason why the players dropped is because this isn't like a forever game. The game you have to keep playing over and over again, like a World of Warcraft or something like that. It's a game. It has an ending, and then when you do it, when you do what you do, you're done.
Yeah. Well, and
It's not
also,
designed.
like, this does have a lot of replayability, depending on the person. But yeah, like, there is definitely a spot where you're like, all right, I've pretty much got it, you know. Like,
Yeah,
I'm done.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and it's still in beta, so I mean, like once the final version comes out, I mean, the player base will probably go back up again.
Oh, they're adding in a ton of stuff too. Like there's going to be new drugs getting added in. There's going to be they're going to add cartel. They're going to upgrade the police so that the police are a lot harder to deal with. Right now, you can just pull up a car in front of the police station and like lock them in place.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you know, so then it's like super fucking easy at that point. But they're going to add all these things. You know, like so cartel could raid your operations, and you got to go defend them. Police could raid your operations if you're not careful or something, and they're going to add more to the map and everything. So this is going to be a much bigger, crazier game eventually.
Oh yeah.
And they're letting people vote on it. It's just being done by one guy that used to make games in Roblox. It's fucking crazy.
Which makes total sense to me. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Roblox is a legit game engine. Like it's one of those things you don't expect, but it actually is. Like one of the things they had a problem with was what do you call it? Child labor.
Nice.
Like they were like realizing that like there were legit like fucking kids working on these games for other kids for free, even though those other kids were like making money and shit.
Oh wow.
And that's, you know, technically a violation of child labor laws. You know, like you can't have like some fucking like 12-year-old like on your payroll in the first place. Like, so it's just weird, like the situation with that. But yeah, it's crazy. Turns out some good game devs apparently though. Oh man, let's see.
See that pizza? The one
They
that
make
posted
fucking
like
sauce out of the fucking pepperoni grease. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude, I thought that was fucking nuts.
That was...
I always thought about that though. Like if you could mix in like I was thinking like on I was like, I wonder if you take like all the like the butter and the fat like when you're cooking a steak or something and like I don't know mix it with like mashed potatoes.
Well, I mean, that's
like would
what
that be
gravy
good
is,
or
more or less. You
not?
know, if you make the steak or whatever, you add a little flour, thicken it up, add a little milk, and then you get gravy. You know.
Right.
So technically,
but I was thinking of just like actually mixing it in like with the mashed potatoes or something. Like that might be okay. Maybe
oh
not.
yeah, probably tastes great. You know, adding fat to potatoes is not ever going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, generally adding fat is gonna at least taste good, if not be the most healthy thing.
Yeah.
One of the only ways I'll eat potatoes.
Like we cook all our bacon in advance. which was like, so we'll like cook it most of the way cooked, and then you can just pull it out, and we freeze it in like individual slices, and then you can just pull it out and microwave for like 10 to 15 seconds. It finishes cooking, and it's like fresh bacon off the stove, right? So when you're cooking like 2 pounds of bacon at once in the oven in pans, it's real easy to filter out and save all that bacon fat, and we use it for all sorts of shit. You want a little more flavor when you're frying up burgers? Throw down like a half a spoonful of fucking bacon fat in the pan. You want to make like some killer fucking biscuits? Replace half the butter with bacon fat. Like it's amazing, man. Because you want to cook some great pancakes, throw a little bacon fat on the griddle. It's fucking the best thing ever to keep if you ever have a chance. Filter out and save all that good bacon grease, man. I think you could actually buy bacon fat, can't you? Like, isn't that what lard is? Like pork fat?
Some kind of fat.
I'm pretty sure lard is just pork fat, right?
I was thinking beef fat, but maybe not. I'm not sure. It's definitely some kind of. I thought beef.
Lard is a type of cooking fat made from rendered pork fat. It's a smooth, white, semi-solid substance at room temperature. The turns are clear, liquid, and heated. Has a relatively high smoke point, so it's good for frying and baking. I might start picking some up, man. It can be used as a spread similar to butter. I don't. Spreading lard on a piece of toast instead of butter. Like, yeah, I'm sure I'm not tastes good, but the idea of it makes me like grossed out. That's weird? I mean,
yeah, it's a little weird. Although it's probably fine.
Like, I'm sure it tastes great. Like, I don't doubt that for a second. It's pork fat. Like, it's like, how are you gonna go wrong?
See, what I know, like, because I'm part of that. So I used to go to some of those events and all that. But one of the things that they used to do back in the day is they would take various different fat from animals and mix it in with berries and nuts and stuff.
Oh, yeah. What's that called again? It's like
I don't...
the dried meat, it's...
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but it's something that it keeps for a long time.
Pemmican.
And it's... Oh, that sounds about right.
Pemmican,
yeah. It keeps for a long time. And it tastes relatively good. And, I mean, you can just sort of store it and just sort of nibble on it every now and then. It keeps you from starving and all that. It's a good little thing.
Well, it was one of those things where, like, not only could you store it, but you could also just, like, stick it in a bowl and pour in hot water and make it into, like, a soup. Or you, like, slice it and put it with some hardtack for, like... Yeah, there's just a lot of different ways of doing it.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Oh man, yeah, I've there was, I'm sure they still do it. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a company that basically made pemmican that you could buy like in a bar. It wasn't exactly the same because I guess pemmican is equal parts fat and dried meat. But and this had more dried meat, and not as much fat. But it also had like the berries and stuff. It was really good, man. It's super, super tasty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else is going on?
Let's see. There's a whole lot of conflict going on with China and not China, Iran and the U.S. and what else? Fucking Israel right now going on. Like Israel
that was
attacked Iran, and now it's like, well, what's going on? Is this like something we should be worried about?
You know what's funny about that? That kind of stuff happens all the time, and I'm like, why are we concerned this time?
Because Trump is getting involved and telling Iran to like fucking surrender and shit. That's when it starts to get serious when the president starts talking about it, because that's when the fucking the arms companies are behind the scenes fucking with stuff and trying to create another fucking conflict that they can make money off of. Because what we should be doing is saying, well, that's none of our fucking concern. That's all the way over there. You know, like, Israel shouldn't be picking fights. There's a whole lot of countries that don't like them, you know?
Yeah, every country around them. Every country remotely close to them is kind of wants them to not exist.
Well, I think it's okay. So this is like this is a pet peeve of mine, and I think that it's probably going to be something that a lot of people would find offensive. I think we need to stop not finishing wars.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, in general, when a country defeats another country in a war or whatever the situation is, they just eliminate everybody that's left or incorporate them into their society, and they just get bred into the fucking into that culture from that point. Like, they basically get, you know, like over time they're eventually just part of the culture, and it's no longer like what do you call it? Like,
Not really independent anymore.
Yeah, they're not like an independent country. So, like, we should never have put people on reservations. Just fucking incorporated them into our society and bred them into our people so that it was just one mixed group. And I feel like part of the problem with Israel and Palestine is the Gaza Strip should have just been fucking glassed or bred into the rest of Israel. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have kept like this weird little pocket area there at all. They should have just, well, we're taking this, so, you know, we're taking it all, and these people can either die or breed into the culture. Yeah, I'm sure that's offensive to a lot of people that don't really care, because it's just like, logically it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about the reservations and all that shit here, I mean, it is kind of the natives' fault for living at places that are so desirous for other people to live in. So, you know, if they just lived in like
I'm not saying anything about the justification of any of it. I'm just saying, if you have a war and one country wins and the other country loses, you don't keep that other country alive and then, like, give them special places to live amongst your people. You should just conquer them totally and be like, either you're dead or you're just part of our people, and that's it. You know? It just breeds like, it allows those festering hatreds to go on over, like, centuries. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Or millennia in the Middle East. I mean, it's been a couple thousand years at this point, yeah? They've been going at it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. And if they would just finish killing one side or the other, we wouldn't have to keep doing this.
Yeah, it's just wishful thinking at this point. They'll just going now.
Oh no, yeah. It's too late now. But I'm just like, I think that's what is ultimately to blame for all of this shit. Is just like, if we just stopped allowing like if the conquerors just conquered all the way, instead of doing like a half-assed job, it's like.
You mean just like completely genocide them, dude? Wipe them completely out?
If they're completely gone, you can't have people like wanting revenge. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's no reparations for the dead generally.
Well,
Exactly.
and you know, from a pragmatic sense, I mean, you can't be race that doesn't exist.
Exactly. I know it's awful, but it's just like the reality. Like, come on, guys. Like, you can't. Just...
I do wonder how much evidence they actually had that Iran, like, essentially had a bomb at this point or whatever. Had nuclear bombs or capabilities to build them already.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the reason that they're claiming that they had to fucking, you know, the Netanyahu was giving for having to attack.
They're fucking wasn't it Obama that gave them nuclear material so they could make bombs, or was it
Oh
Clinton or
yeah,
something? I forget who it was. One of our lovely
yeah.
Democrat presidents literally gave them a bunch of nuclear material to make weapons out of. So
I'm thinking Clinton, but I'm not 100% on that either.
yeah,
But yeah, like yeah, no, we'll definitely only use this for the power plants. We will definitely, in no way, use this to make nuclear bombs.
yeah, no, it was definitely one of those things. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, totally legit.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Anyone in the Middle East getting nuclear bombed to me is pretty fucking terrifying. Because
right?
like as uncomfortable as it was with like Russia, like because Russians are pretty fucking crazy. They're pretty unhinged,
Well,
but
it's the
they
religious
still have at
aspect is
least
the
that
problem.
self-preservation. The Russians still have that self-preservation of
Yeah,
no,
they're
we
not a
wouldn't mind
death
nuking
cult
the hell out of the
like the
U.S.
fucking
But
Islam, dude. Like Islam is a death cult.
yeah, yeah, Russia at least has just enough sense to counterback the craziness of their fucking psyche to be like, okay, no, we're gonna get wiped out too. So yeah, this is not a
Isn't
good
the
idea.
end
But
game of
yeah, the
Islam
Middle
to
East
have
guys,
like the entire world be Islamic and then everybody dies together?
Mm,
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
about
I
that
know
part,
they
but
did the first part for sure. I'm not sure about the
I'm
second
pretty
part.
sure
I
the
don't know that
second.
it
I'm pretty
doesn't.
sure that's not. Maybe that's not what like Sunday Christians don't worship all of the Bible. They don't really care about the Bible. You know, like in that respect. But I think that's actually the end game of the actual religion.
Yeah, it would not surprise me in the least. It's a fucking wacky as fucking religion, dude. Very militaristic in the later days. Very peace and love when he didn't have the military might. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well,
Because they'll be like, all right, well, if there's any contradictions in there, you go with the one that happened later. That's
it's
kind of how they view the Quran and all that.
yeah.
yeah. Like with the Bible, I mean, we have like it depends on like if you're a worshiper of the Old or New Testament.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like there's
Most
plenty of
people.
stuff to justify whatever you want in all of these religious texts.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah, no,
sure.
it's
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure Islam is like literally like, yeah. Once we're all Muslim, then we can all die together and go to heaven because God wins.
oh man, yeah, yeah. Or, killing is wrong unless God doesn't like these certain people, and then it's very much encouraged.
And there's also, don't forget God's blind spot, Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in the shadow of Mount Sinai, God doesn't see that. You're cool. You can do whatever you want there, buddy.
What is that? Bahrain? Is that the one? Bahrain? Is that the
I don't
mountain or
remember.
whatever?
Yeah, I don't remember. I always thought that was the funniest shit, though. Like, you know,
Yeah.
even if let's say that was like real, like right, like for the sake of the argument, we'll pretend God is real, and that there really is a
Right.
mountain that he can't see anything in the shadow of. Like he knows you went in there, right? Like he
Yeah.
knew you went in there. Why would he be like, "Oh, okay, no worries, brah, it's all good"? Or wouldn't he be like, "Hey guys, I'm not fucking stupid. You can't fucking
Mhm. Yeah.
like, you can't
Yeah, I don't
come
think
in
you
and
were in
just
the
like
shadow of that
hide
mountain
in the shadow
doing
and I'm
like,
not gonna know. Like you did bad shit."
yeah. Like, no, no, I was in there doing like godly humanitarian things. I swear.
Exactly.
I think
I was
someone had
just
said,
avoiding. I was
yeah,
avoiding being prideful, and I don't want credit for it. So, but no, I was doing all kinds of good in there. Trust me, God.
Oh yeah, totally, man. Absolutely.
Mm.
I think the someone that said that the reason for that because like if you think you can get away with something like that, it's not that. It's that when you go up to the pearly gates and they're going up and they're going over all your sins, they already have a list of all this, except for the one thing that you did in the shadow of Mount Zion, whatever, in that shadow. And they said that's the only one you'll have to explain yourself. And if you lie, then yeah, and it's apparently more shameful than anything else because everything else you're kind of forgiven, but for that you gotta explain yourself. It's like yeah, they can't see you, but they know
Got some
something happened,
splaining
and
to do, Ricky. Sorry.
exactly you ain't crossing over until you explain what you did there. And apparently, whatever you do is actually worse than yeah. You can't be seen, but you're going to explain it, and you're going to be judged more harshly. So it's like, yeah, don't go to the blind spot. They know they can't see you, but they know something happened.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's like you guys thought you could get away with some shit, but you was wrong.
It just means you can't go to heaven because you got to explain it.
Oh, what do you?
What-
If you can't go to heaven, do you go straight to hell, or is there like is that
Purgatory.
what purgatory is for?
That's one of the many reasons to go to purgatory.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. You know.
Yeah.
So
I remember hearing. I don't know if this is. I heard this a while ago. Apparently, the way like prostitution works in a lot of like the Islamic countries is there'll be a guy there that like marries a woman, and then you fuck, and then he like unmarries you when you come out.
yeah,
I don't know. Have
that's
you guys
one-
heard of that?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll like marry you, so it's okay for you to fuck, and then after you've done fucking, you come out and like it dissolves the marriage, like as soon as you're done.
God is really easy to fool, man. God is apparently like a fucking
Yeah.
idiot. Like,
Yeah, that's
like-
because you see a lot of that shit too. Because it's like I don't know. I was like, okay,
I'm
again,
pretty
granting
sure that's-
God existing.
Man, if I was
In the
if I were
first
God,
place.
I would certainly be kind of pissed off. I'd be like, I'm not a
Yeah.
fucking retard, guys.
Mm,
Like,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah, that's
what
what I'm
you're
thinking.
doing
I'm
is
like,
still wrong. You can't just fucking.
mm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do these when you come
Fucking
with all these
dumb.
weird exceptions, which it seems to be Islam and Judaism have a lot of, but like, do you think God's gonna be like, hey, well done, you found the loophole? Like,
What was
hey,
that,
good
what was
on
that
you.
song about God's loophole? The anal sex song?
Mm.
Garfunkel and
Oh.
Oates or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure, dude.
It was a couple of chicks that did a whole song about, like a whole comedy song about fucking anal fucking, because that's where God is like, oh yeah, no worries, brah, it's all good.
Right. Yeah, I remember the fishing line around the city.
Oh
Loophole.
yeah, the Jewish one
For
where they put up the
Sundays.
line, it's fine to do what stuff that you're not supposed to do or whatever.
Yeah, that makes that entire domain within the fishing line that runs around the whole city. That makes it that your house is that entire area. So you don't have to stay at home and do no work or whatever the fuck on the Sabbath.
I heard recently about this thing because you know about like was it the Mormons? You have the thing like definitely no sex and all that, but they do that thing called soaking.
I've heard
Has you ever
about
heard of
that a
that?
long time ago, and I thought that was debunked as a myth, as far as I understood.
No, it's very much a real thing. So they would do that, and so you put them in there, and then you just don't move 'cause you're against that. However, if you really wanted to, you can get a third person to come in there and help you out, and they do what's called bounce. They literally bounce on the bed. That's it.
They like bounce you in and out of the pussy.
Exactly.
That's
'Cause
fantastic. Bounce your
it's not-
cock in and out of the pussy.
It's not you doing it. It's just someone playing around on the bed. I
Sorry,
heard this
God,
time,
I
but
didn't mean to fuck. If that guy wasn't bouncing on the
Yeah.
bed, my God, she wouldn't be pregnant.
Yep. Whoops! My cock fell into her pussy. I better not move. Hey,
I-
hey, can you
I
come in
heard
and
all
help us
that.
out?
I just heard that term the other day, and I thought, are you kidding me? That's your loophole? Holy shit.
Oh God. Well, yeah. For the longest time, I didn't understand the in Clueless, the black chick, the one that was dating black scrubs guy, was talking about how like, no, my man's satisfied, but technically I am a virgin. I had no idea what that meant. I thought it meant like blowing him or hand jobs or whatever, and like, no, it's anal. As long as she hasn't fucking pissed pussy, I'm still a virgin technically.
Yeah, that I love the fucking like the loopholes people find to like not follow their own religion.
Yeah.
It's like you're the one that believes that shit. Like we all, most of the people at this point are like, we don't buy into that shit no more. But
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a matter of like finding a loophole as it is that they're trying to not get judged or something by their by their community. sure I got something in my throat here. I think it's because the socially they don't want to be ostracized and maybe even kicked out. So they have to come up with something because people are going to talk. That's just the nature of it.
I'm sorry. In what world
Yeah,
is
but
anal
still.
sex less of a fucking gossip thing than regular sex?
Well, I think it's because
Fuck.
the regular sex, you got baby, other kinds of stuff like that, and that's a huge no. Well, you ain't getting knocked up in the back hole. So
You know what? That's true.
yeah,
If it is anal, you're not at least you're what do you call it? You're not worried. You don't have to worry about having a kid.
yeah,
Just
Mhm.
just
that's
No
a
really
frosted
questions.
turd later. You know.
and depending on how tight knit the community is, because let's say if you're in a small town, and sure there might be a store there that sells like sex toys and stuff like that, but I mean if it's small and it's against your religion to use them, I don't know why it would be, but let's say it is. You gotta be careful. You gotta watch yourself. Got prying eyes everywhere.
Oh, what's that song? Prying eyes watching you. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's prying. What the hell is it? Private eyes.
Private eyes. There we go. My bad. You're right.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, we're kind
always
of the
feel
same
like
thing, I guess.
somebody's watching me.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch out. The watchers are watching.
Private eyes. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I think people need to learn to stay out of other people's fucking business. Like, let's just let people do what they want to do. It's not that big of a deal. If they
And that
want to
would be no.
bang, they're gonna bang. There's no way to fucking stop them.
I mean, I think that there is a good reason for doing some of that, only to keep like social cohesion and all that. I get that because there's no more shame anymore. People are just shameless.
Hey, you're not
You
wrong
got you
on
got
that one. Yeah, people have no shame. That's for sure.
so yeah. So I'm like I'm pretty sure bringing back some form of social shame would probably be good overall.
Well, I
And I
mean,
know
you,
there's
you look at things like social media at this point. Like, holy shit, man! Some of these women are just like outright prostitutes.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, and everybody's treating it like it's like totally normal and acceptable behavior.
I think social media really changed the world in a lot of ways, and not really for the best.
Definitely not for the best. Definitely not. Things that should be reprehensible are basically tolerated because there's like a small group of them online that won't shut up. You know.
Like I remember on Facebook, one of my more liberal leaning friends, she made a post saying, "I think women should sleep with whoever want, whenever they want, and with no repercussion." And I remember seeing that, and I immediately commented because I thought that was the dumbest thing I ever. I'm like, you do realize there's a lot of problems with that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, like we have birth control, and if people want to engage in more casual sex, that's like whatever. Like that's your prerogative, but you can't just have zero consequences for your actions always. Like that's just not realistic.
Well, and not only that, I mean, like, what if you decide to sleep with a married man? It's like I'm pretty sure there'll be
Oh yeah.
consequences.
Oh, and there's women that like that's their goal. Like they
Yeah.
go out of their way to find married men to sleep with. It's does pretty normal thing that a lot of women out there
Yep. Yeah,
do.
that's a very pervasive thing, and it's just it's not very good. It's not very good for a family.
Oh yeah.
Um, but
Well, it's
then,
like
but
I was in my when I was in my mid-20s, whatever. There was some chick I knew who was apparently wanted me to engage in an affair with her because she was constantly, or she spent like a fucking couple of hours trying to convince me you could start a relationship from uh, um, cheating with somebody.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
not
And
the
it's
Yeah,
best
one
like,
out of
feeling.
every million probably works out fine for 1 out of every 1,000,000 or so.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Because
it's
I've always been, you know, if she'll cheat with you, she'll cheat on you. That's just end of story. No question.
Yeah,
And she was
yeah,
like,
it's
oh
pretty
no, but like
arrogant, dude.
sometimes it can work out and end up in like a healthy relationship. I mean, you know, you just got to have the right person. And I'm just like, no, that's bullshit.
I mean, it's
Like,
possible, but I mean, so can pigs flying. I mean,
yeah,
Mhm.
because it's in the realm of
exactly.
possibility doesn't mean you should do it.
Yeah,
It's like
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not
I'm sure it's
stupid. I'm not
happened
gonna
on
gauge.
occasion.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm sure that's true and has happened on occasion, but it's probably like literally 1 out of every 10,000. So
yeah. It's the
if
fucking
that.
it's the unicorn relationship. You know. It's
Yeah,
like no,
yeah.
and essentially what it comes down to, and they don't. I guess a lot of people don't realize it, but it comes down to you're judging people based off of what they do and not what they say. Because what they say
Hmm.
is, oh yeah, I'm going to honor and love and cherish this person for the rest of my life, and we'll be together, and I'm going to respect them, and I'm going to stick with them in sickness and health. What they actually do, on the other hand, is the complete opposite of that. So, being
Yeah,
stupid
no,
enough
I've
to
had a
judge
few
somebody
friends.
based off of their words and not their actual actions is a real dumb fucking idea.
Yeah, no, I've had yeah, multiple friends that have had relationships start like that, and I'm like, okay, so she was cheating on you, and then left the guy, and now you're gonna date her? Like, you think she's not? It's not gonna happen to you? Like, it's an odd arrogance, I think. They're like, no, man, I'm fucking special.
I
She'll never
do
cheat on
they
me.
fall for the whole like he was so abusive and mean bullshit?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, because
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
usually what
I
they try
believe
to
it's
sell it with. He's such a
mm,
terrible person. Like this chick was like trying to kind of sell that a little bit with the guy she was engaged to, but it was like,
right.
bitch, I already met the
And
guy.
even
He's one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life. Like
yeah,
you can't fool me. Like just not. And if he is
yeah.
abusive, then just get out. You have way more
Yeah,
money than
now
he
they
does.
now they go with the he's a narcissist. Like that seems to be the common one now. It's very nebulous what that
Oh yeah,
means.
he's a narcissist. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't like beat me or do any of that kind of stuff or cheat on me, but he's a narcissist. It's horrible,
Oh, isn't that
and they
whole
can't name
fucking
anything specific.
fight with fucking Amaranth and her fucking husband or whatever that they staged on stream or whatever?
Hmm. Yeah,
Was
I never got the
was
lowdown of
he's
that. I don't
abusive
care.
because he insults her or something and whatever, and it's like I don't know. I tried
Mm.
listening
No, they're
to
both
it,
awful.
but 'cause with the Nick Diorio stuff, I tried listening to him covering it, but
Yeah, I couldn't
I
bring
can't
myself to care,
I
dude.
can't not tune it all the way out. It was just like I couldn't pay enough
Yeah.
attention because they just
Mm.
start shrieking and crying and acting like, and it was really obviously fake. Like it was definitely not real, and it was just so fucking obnoxiously awful.
Yeah,
It's just
dude,
like
how
I
can you
couldn't.
fucking? Well, that one went on for like like 12 hours or something, like some crazy long period of time. Like you guys are
Yeah,
fighting like that naturally for that long without fucking. Shit, I'd get bored
taking
of
a
it,
break.
dude. More than anything else. Yeah, like what the fuck.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems
yeah. Being
very.
online like that and doing that in front of the entire world would be so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, that's the other part. Like, really, you're not only this is happening and it's allegedly not staged, but you're filming the whole thing. You're live streaming it. Like, not even filming it and releasing it later, like editing. Like, you're just doing it as a fucking live stream. Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah,
That was very strange.
yeah,
But yeah. But it was just I was like I couldn't pay attention. It was just so awful. But
yeah. No, that's she's very pretty, but beyond that, I don't care anything about the bitch.
well, it made me think. Um, if vague sexual innuendo were no longer allowed on streaming platforms, how many women would lose their entire career?
Right.
Like,
Oh God.
like that seems like it would be a lot to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Indeed. They're just gonna have to sit there and like think about everything they say to make sure
Like if you
they
have
say
to
something.
actually come up with genuinely entertaining stuff like humor or like exciting gameplay or something or something visually striking, like you're doing art perhaps, or like building stuff. Like if you had to do something that involved actual skills or talents and it wasn't just being vaguely sexual all the time, I feel like there would be almost none. Like there'd still be some, but I feel like there'd be like
Yeah, they'd still have
maybe
crowds.
ten
They'd still have a
percent,
decent following just for
somewhere
being
between
like
five
kind
and
of
ten.
pretty.
Yeah, I think there'd be somewhere
But
between
yeah, I
5 and
wouldn't be
ten
anywhere
percent
near.
like would be left. I think that 95% would
Yeah.
probably just be done.
Mm. Yeah, there'd be a few streamers that could still make a living off it, but not millions of dollars a month like some of these crazy bitches get.
And
A few of
it'd be
them could
funny
still
to
make
see
a
the
living at
panic
it.
if you could start like a fake rumor that was happening. Like, if you could
To just
somehow
figure out
convince
how,
them.
yeah, or just figure out how you can spin like anything they say as innuendo when it really wasn't.
Oh well,
That could be
that
a fun
yeah. I mean, to
lot.
be fair, like that is obviously you can't do that. Like it's obviously like be a free speech issue, but damn, would it be funny?
It would be interesting to see
And it'd
how
be
that
fun as
works
fuck to
out.
watch how that played out.
What? I have to develop a personality, be entertaining.
This
I guess
is
my career's
abuse.
over. Right. Financial abuse. Oh,
Oh man,
who the
and
fuck? It
that's
was one of
their
the bread
job.
tubers that
You
actually
can't
claimed
take that
that.
away from women. What else do they have?
Yeah, I forgot. It was one of the bread tuber guys claimed that like people unsubscribing from his Patreon and saying why they were leaving, that was financial abuse.
Oh,
I was
and
like, that is an interesting take. Okay,
so wait,
if you say so, buddy.
It's abuse because they're telling him why they're leaving.
Yeah,
Isn't
the
that
fact that
just
they're leaving
like?
and telling them why.
Isn't that just like
Yeah.
like hey, I'm just not into this or I'm not into that? Like that's just good customer feedback. Like, wouldn't that just be
Yeah,
incredibly
it's an
beneficial
absurd.
to you as like a creator? Be like, oh, they're leaving because of this and that and the other thing, and then you can say like, well, it's only a few percent, and I'm gaining more than I'm losing. Who cares? Or you could go like,
Mhm.
I'm losing more than I'm gaining, so I'm losing money if I don't change what I'm producing to satisfy
Mhm.
my customer base.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he would just rather they leave and wonder why they're leaving instead of like having some idea of why they're leaving.
Well, you can also
Yeah,
say like,
it's an absurd fucking idea. Then.
well, and also, I mean, you get the option of like making these videos and crying about people leaving and saying, "Oh my God, please don't leave, help me," and just play the victim, and then you can
Oh
just sort of
yeah,
move.
they usually do that and then beg for money.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's bread tubers in general. That's kind of their thing. There was a guy, just happened, the Innuendo Studios guy, who was like, he's very vague about why he needed the money, but I think it turned out he just didn't pay his taxes or something. And
I
this guy makes like
he
two
did a
or three
breakdown.
videos a
He did a
year.
breakdown, and it was literally because he didn't pay his taxes. It wasn't like maybe
Yeah.
because.
Oh, he did end up doing it?
No,
Okay,
he did a
yeah.
breakdown in that video, and it was because he just did not pay his taxes. It was literally that was the only reason.
Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, they end up giving like 100 grand. And the guy makes like what, 3 or 4 videos a year, if that?
Oh, he got
Like he hardly
150
does
grand,
anything.
bro.
150. Jesus, dude. Oh, that's right. Yeah, apparently he said after he got all that money, he's like, okay, I'm going on sabbatical. I'll be back and I'm gonna make something in like September, maybe release it in October. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. How do I get that audience, man? Dude.
Yeah, really, I want that
I'm
fucking
so incredibly
audience.
lazy. I don't understand how that's acceptable. Just like not making videos for like months at a time, and then you're like, "Hey, I need money for my taxes that I should have, had withheld or paid before."
Well, what was it? There was a point in there where um, some other creator was talking about something that Nick read, where they were like, "Oh, a lot of people don't understand that they have the option to pay their taxes quarterly," and he started screaming because he was like, "No, that's just a requirement, you dumb fucks."
And yeah, it's just the fucking
Once you become a
prudent
small
thing to
business
do.
in the U.S., like a YouTuber, and as a YouTuber, you are a small independent business. You have to pay your
Yeah.
taxes quarterly as opposed to yearly. They do it intentionally to prevent that kind of issue.
Mm. And then idiots like that guy just like, no, I don't withhold. Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those things where it's like, no, this is just the standard. What are you talking about? This like option shit. You know, what do you mean optional?
Yeah, yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I've noticed, yeah, a lot of those leftist guys, they're exceptionally dumb, but they somehow manage to get these huge audiences, man. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's very strange to me that they get the donations because, like, I saw that donation request and I was just like most people, I was like, wait, over the course of 7 years, you have $150,000 in debt, and you only make content like once or twice a month. Like, you could easily have a part-time job and cover that.
Yeah,
Like, if you had a
yeah,
part-time job,
it's
he would
ridiculous.
literally not be in debt if he had a part-time job. Well, he would because he still buys stupid shit,
Yeah, yeah.
but just blew my mind. Yeah, one of these days I really do got to try to start like one of those like e-begging things where I'm just like, I'm lazy and I don't want to work. Give me money.
Only works if you have a certain amount of subscribers. And that. You
Well,
have
no,
to have a slight.
I think if you can get found on the right platforms, like if you put it in all the right places where a lot of people are gonna see it, you have a potential to have it go viral just because of the stupidity. Is what I'm hoping for. Where it'll basically be people like all like, oh my god, have you seen this asshole? What a piece of shit. But then it like still makes money because there's people who are like, God, this guy's a piece of shit. I gotta see what happens if he gets this money. You know, like they're hoping for something. Like it's not just gonna be like a big letdown.
I mean, try.
It's crazy how
I mean,
many
it
of these
happens all the
communities
time.
are
Like
not.
people sell dumb shit, like fucking potatoes that look like Jesus and stuff. You know, like.
Yeah, that's true.
I think if
Yeah,
you hit
or
the right
bathwater.
viral note, you might actually make a bunch of money. I think you only get it once though, and I'm sure it would end up being something like 10 or 20 grand, not like nothing more than that. But I bet you could get a viral "I'm too lazy to work, give me free money" thing. People would go for it. Probably work better if it was a chick though.
It seems to work
Yeah.
for the communist types, the bread tuber types.
Oh,
You
that's
don't
because
seem to have to do much.
China's throwing down with them, man. China's throwing down in there.
Mm.
They print money, so it
Or
doesn't
did you
really
hear about?
matter. And then
Apparently,
Well,
Tim Walz is involved in some kind of the China Communist Party thing.
oh, there's a bunch of fucking governors and stuff that have been taking money from essentially the Chinese Communist Party to foment rebellion, yeah.
Yeah,
To like
yeah, that's
encourage
just
them to allow and encourage the riots. And they're taking it from this billionaire who is works for the Chinese Communist Party. Like
yeah.
he's
So
their
it is
front.
from the party.
Yeah,
It's
he's their
filtered
front.
through that guy.
It's like communism.
Yeah.
Of course, he's a billionaire entrepreneur in China, which means he works for the government because the government owns all the businesses. That's what communism is.
Yeah,
And so if he's giving them money, it's literally from the Chinese Communist Party. So I don't know how the law works, but like they should all be strung up and fucking hung because they're all traitors. Yeah. Like you can't just take
yeah,
money
they're not that
from our
stupid,
fucking
right?
enemies and not pay the fucking penalty. That's a big problem.
Yeah, apparently that guy is not registered as a foreign agent like he's supposed to, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the claim is he's just a businessman.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, no, he's
Forgot.
not just a businessman. He's a fucking he's a spy. Like he works for the Communist Party.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess that's how they kind of get away with it. No, he's we're not completely communist because this guy owns the business.
Yeah,
It's not like he's just kind of administering it, and it's really owned by the fucking, the Chinese Communist Party.
yeah. Well, because that's how communism works. The government owns all the businesses. It's just like the definition of communism.
Indeed, but they have it. They make it look like they don't actually own everything because they have technically an individual that owns, all these businesses. But yeah, they're all working for the party.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how it's going to work out legally speaking. I just know that the guy's a piece of they're all pieces of shit. They're all taking money from China, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that it's not getting more airtime because I think a lot of people should understand that the reason we're having these riots is so that these guys can line their fucking pockets.
Well,
Indeed.
it's also a distraction. I think they also want to try and make Trump look bad and everything. Try and make it
Yeah.
seem like this is grassroots riots against Trump. And it's like, well, no, they have marching orders.
Yeah. Well, and then not only that, but they're
Yeah.
bringing
It happened
people
when
in
Biden was in
buses and shit and
president.
fucking putting out fucking weapons for them to use, like having pallets of bricks just delivered and shit. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Well,
shady as all fuck, man.
you guys ever see that video about that U-Haul truck that stopped by and unloaded riot shields and
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, I
signs
remember
and
that.
stuff?
oh,
I think
didn't
someone.
they catch the guy that did it this time? There was a guy that came and delivered a bunch of fucking really expensive gas masks to the rioters.
There was that.
Fucking followed him and got his face, so they got him.
Well, they had the face of the ladies in the first truck too, and then someone had said that they look like some of the ladies that work for Gavin Newsom, like in his office.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh my
probably
God.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't be
If
surprising in
they
the
can
least.
track it back to him, they should be able to put him in prison. I don't think that should be a question. Like how many people have lost money and how many people have been injured, and it's just it's insane. You can't allow that kind of shit in a civilized society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
Somebody,
can't
the
go on.
powers that, the people responsible for that definitely should be being held, ultimately responsible for it,
Oh yeah.
that are bankrolling it should be going down for this shit.
Well, it's terrorism. I mean, it's essentially what it is. It's people trying to force their political desires on everyone else through violence and fear mongering and destruction of property. It's insurrection and terrorism. Because you know what, California and doesn't get to decide what the immigration policy is for the country. It's not their business at all. It's just not at all. They have Congress people. Their Congress people can push for whatever they want, but it's a federal decision, not a state.
Dude, speaking of which, the other what's his name? Your formerly anonymous senator Padilla
Oh yeah.
went into that. Did you see that? This week went into there was some press conference from what, I forget what department was, but basically he just walked in and started yelling questions at the bitch while she was talking, and didn't and so yeah, security basically took him down and fucking got him out of there, and now he's fucking crying about it, about how his fucking free speech was violated. Because he wasn't allowed to just run in and fucking start yelling questions at a lady that wasn't in a Q&A section.
Oh, he didn't
Yeah,
get
did
to
you
go
miss
in,
it?
He didn't get to just go in and harass. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it's. Do you know who your senator is? It's something Padilla. I forget his first name, but he's one of your two senators, and I'd never heard of him.
I think
And that was
I'm in the other senators because that wasn't one of the names on the ballot that I remember.
okay. All right, there's only two for each state.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I know. I'm saying I think I'm under the other
yeah.
senator.
All right, but yeah, it was fucking bizarre, dude, because it's like,
Besides, it's not like I was going to
it
vote
was
for
so,
him in the first
the,
place. I'm not voting for some fucking leftoid to begin with. So.
But yeah, it was bizarre because he was being like, "Hey, oh, what do you have?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I wouldn't try to do that. I wouldn't go into a press conference where a woman's essentially doing like a briefing and start yelling questions at her as I'm quickly walking towards her. Like, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? So he's like, on the one hand, trying to act like he's one of the, one of the regular human beings, and then also acting incredibly entitled. Yeah, it's fucking bizarre, dude. I'm like, who's fucking buying this? This is fucking ridiculous. What you were doing was fucking stupid and, just shitty. But yeah, he was literally like crying about it. And I'm like, dude. Yeah, it was an odd sense of entitlement, dude. I don't fucking get it.
Well, welcome to dealing with the left. Like they're insane at this point.
Well, I think
the ones that were at the ice one, like Maxine Waters, like almost fingers smashed in the door trying to get into the building.
I remember that.
Like, I'm a senator. I can go wherever I want at any time. Like, I don't think that's how that works, but maybe it does.
Nope.
No, they have emergencies sometimes, and they have to like fucking lock the building down and keep everybody out. And she doesn't get to fucking just do whatever she wants. That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you guys are doing unreasonable shit.
I think it's partially. I think it's partially because things are starting to collapse, and eventually, like, we're gonna find stuff out. I think what happened in New York was a wake-up call for a lot of these people, because they didn't think Trump would actually do half the shit he did. And he went to New York. The ICE agents were in there deporting people like crazy, and he got shit done. And crime went down. Everything went down. I haven't kept track to see what's going on. I don't know if they're still doing things. I don't think so, because I think they got most of the illegals. But everything's gotten a lot better.
Well, and Trump wasn't even going in there with the express purpose of just getting rid of every illegal. He's specifically stated and has stuck to that he's starting with the most egregious of the criminals. So going after like Trende Aragua and like cartel members and all this shit. Like he's not going in there and looking for the family that came over and started working hard. Like they're going after legitimately the criminals.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think New York was a wake up call because he got shit done real fast, and I don't think I think because California, because now they're going through all the various like how did this happen, because all the investigation stuff's happening. It's not going to look good when they finally find what they're going to find. But they're doing that in California right now, or at least they're trying to, and they don't want to because I think there's going to be like some really shady shit going on, which is part of the reason why Gavin Newsom's like going at the moment.
Oh yeah.
So
well,
I
think there's been shady shit going on in California for a while. I don't think that California is as liberal as people think.
No.
I think that there's a lot less people that have been voting for people like Gavin Newsom than have been registered as voting for him. Like, there's so many illegals and stuff. I think that's a big part of the problem, is that if we had any sort of voting integrity, like the majority of Californians, I think, would reject Gavin Newsom and his ideals. It would just be like the big cities.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprising, man.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, we'll see how like they're in full force, and then you have all these other riots happening all over the country. Wasn't there one in Chicago or something? I've been hearing that.
They're all through all the liberal cities, so like Chicago, Minnesota, all those places.
Okay. Can't say I'm surprised. And now they're trying to spin it as if it's like grassroots. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure a lot of these are paid actors to go out there and give the The
Well, they
notion
bust
that
them in. Like, that's the thing.
yeah,
And that's one of the biggest parts of the issue is just like you have these rioters bust in, paid for, and then there's no punishment for it, and there should be. Because it's at this point it's straight up rebellion. Like it's like they're rebelling against the government. Like you can protest, but you can't stop the government from doing what they're doing. You don't get to just sit in there and block their way. That's not how protest works. You know, so we'll see what happens. I am hoping that there's going to be a lot of these people going to jail at all the levels. I think that if there are going to be any of the big funders going to prison, or at least facing prison charges and fleeing the country, because they'll probably go back to China or wherever, you know, to like fucking, you know, avoid getting in trouble. Those bigger ones, those bigger names are going to take a while, because I don't think they're going to want to announce that they're going after them until they've got rock solid evidence. Like, because you know,
Yeah.
poor people, they can just
Yeah, you
throw
don't
them
want to
in
have
jail easier because they're, you know, they don't have the money for fancy lawyers. But like these the big named people, like they have a lot of money, so you know, gotta be careful when you go after them. Lest
Yeah,
they
you don't
escape.
have with any kind of warning of what's about to happen to them.
Yeah, unless they escape, like they could potentially flee or whatever. But yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say China would take them in, but they probably wouldn't. They were like, "No, you're useless to us now. Why would we bother harboring you?" Like that is kind of that would be a very China thing to do, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
well, it depends on if they can find use for them somewhere else, because they're having a labor shortage right now. They have an aging population and not enough numbers to place them.
That's
All
right.
thanks,
Their
all
one
thanks to
child policy for however long crazy long amount of time they had the one child policy ended
exactly.
up being bad at some point.
I mean, it's not that. Well, yeah, they did away with it because it went to the 2-child, and then they just had to ban it outright because it's just not enough. But then a lot of the young people really have no opportunity or chances to get enough money to raise a family.
Oh, that's what's
And
Yeah,
going
it's
on in all the countries right now, and it's intentional.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Here too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going on here. It's going on everywhere.
yep. So we need to get the numbers up. So
One of the
that
things, one of the sound bites I keep seeing is some fucking libtard senator talking about how like we don't even have people. We're gonna need these people, or we're gonna have nobody to wipe our asses, which is the implication that they'll be working in like nursing homes to take care of the elderly.
so
Um,
what's funny? I mean, this is related, but sort of not. There's this lady that comes into gaming stream every now and then because they all play the same game, and she's a very nice lady, mother of like 3 or something. And we often joke we call her the dishwasher because she's always complaining about dishes and stuff like that. And so that it's been that joke for a while. And then Gavin Newsom goes out there complaining about all the deportations going on there, and he's saying like they're getting rid of our dishwashers. And she
oh
immediately perked
God,
up because we've been saying that for so long. She's like, she literally thought that he was talking about her.
damn.
Typical woman. Typical self-absorbed. Must
It
be
was just
talking about me.
it was just a joke. She's like, you guys gave me PTSD with that stupid joke.
God damn.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, oh my god. That's how you know a joke's gone too far.
Or just far enough, depending on your point of view.
That's true. That's true. Maybe it's just far enough.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that was going on, I don't know what's going on anymore as far as it goes, but China was making some aggressive moves towards Australia. But
Really?
that
Oh,
might die down now that everything's focused on the Middle East, or that might be China's goal is to aim for that, start going on in the Middle East. Once that kicks off, they take over. What is it, Taiwan?
I kind of thought that's why the thing with Iran started. I'm like, I wonder if it's
Yeah.
a situation. by starting a fucking war with Iran.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
can get the
China
war
might be
going in
like,
Iran.
hey,
They can go and get Taiwan. You know, that's what they're probably thinking. So
yeah, they'll use that as a distraction for them as well. China will be like, fuck yeah, you got that going on. Nobody's going to pay attention to us
I feel
officially
like
taking over
it's been a long
Taiwan.
time since we've had a world war, and that a lot of these countries are starting to like seeming to like intentionally want that now.
Mm.
I
Like,
don't know so much. I don't know so much as that as there's this goal of conflict and chaos that was supposed to happen
oh, I don't think
later.
that they're aiming
Mm.
for world war like intentionally. I just think that that's what we're going towards because of what they're
Yeah,
trying to do. Sorry.
yeah,
What I
like
was
it's going
getting
to
at,
end up happening.
what I was getting at is that like I'll listen to like people like the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, and all that kind of stuff, and their predictions were conflict and all kinds of mass protests and unrest and all that kind of thing. And so that was always the plan. But when Trump comes in there and he's doing things like taking them out of the World Economic, not the well, yeah, kind of the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization, all that kind of stuff. And America is needed to fund a lot of these things. They fund all that, and if America isn't doing all that, then if there is going to be a conflict or any, if they have any hope of using the influence they have now, they have to use it now because they're going to lose it. So I think it's happening because not because like because it was planned to happen, but I think it's happening sooner than they intended because they kind of have to. They don't have a choice. So I think a lot of this is just going to die. I don't see it becoming a world war thing because eventually people have to look out for their own best interests, and the people who've been paying the bills for these globalists, they don't have the money anymore, or at least they won't.
Yeah, and that's the thing that scares me with China is I think they know that they've got as far as like you know what I mean, remaining in a world power or whatever. Like their
Yeah,
shit's kind of crashing fast. So in that situation, I can easily see them doing some very drastic things
Well, the thing
yeah.
to
is
try to
China
maintain.
is run by one man though, and he's getting older and his shit's falling apart. So it's pretty typical to try to burn everything down when you're that guy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that sort of
Either have
personality. Like,
filter everything. Yeah, I don't want the world to survive me.
yeah,
Thing like
that's a pretty
Soros seems
typical
to have.
thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, for the megalomaniac types. Indeed. So yeah, Jinping and Soros kind of seem to have that,
Yep,
that
Yeah,
mindset.
and Putin. Putin's getting older too, man.
Oh yeah,
He's not gonna live forever.
definitely,
So
definitely
you gotta
Putin.
watch out. This is why a lot of these things are going on. This is probably why the Ukraine has been invaded.
Yeah, there's a bunch of aging psychopaths with a lot of
Yeah,
power.
trying to get that last hurrah so they can go out on a fucking win. You know.
I think Ukraine was like just a money laundering scheme. I think they just wanted to get as much money as possible and get as much
The
public support.
the Russians
For
invading the
the
Ukraine.
Ukraine,
Do you think
maybe.
that was a money
Yeah,
laundering
for
scheme? Because I'm sure like our
absolutely. I mean,
response to it was,
yeah, I was gonna say it is for Ukraine now. Yeah, I don't know if
but I don't
that's
know
what
about the
Russia.
invasion itself. Like I think that was legit.
Well,
Yeah,
That's what I
not
was
on
talking
Russia's
about.
part.
Not our defense of it. But
well,
like Putin, yeah.
the only reason I say that is because like Russia's been on the list of places to go to war with for a long time. Like when Hillary was running against Trump, she was literally talking about like declaring war on Russia. That
Yeah.
was like her big thing. And then like the Democrats have been talking about war with Russia for a long time. I think that they really really want to go to war with Russia because
Yeah, I don't know.
they've been saying
Yeah,
it for a
yeah,
very
but
long time.
Hillary was also the one that allowed that uranium one to happen. Russia had
Sorry.
our fucking was handling our uranium fucking mining supplies and shit. So yeah, I think yeah, I don't know about that. I think that was just her blustering.
But how would
Yeah,
our
it was-
government cause Russia to invade the Ukraine?
oh, I don't think that that the American government caused all that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that I think what's happening is that they're like Russia's looking out for its best interest, but I think it's because what was going on with Ukraine. There's a lot of shit going on with Ukraine. So
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm sure. Well, it was also that Ukraine was offered a position in what is it, like the NAFTA or whatever, the
NATO.
NATO,
Yeah.
yeah, in the NATO. But
But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, and that's
I
the
was just
thing.
talking about, like, I think the main impetus for a lot of what's going on is just like that the dictators are aging. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah, and
that's what's going
well,
on with most of it. But yeah,
yeah,
we'll see. Like, if we
and I
survive the
can't.
upcoming fucking World War III, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't remember which president it was, but they literally had made assurances to Russia that, yeah, we won't have any countries joining NATO that bordering your country, and then they went and started trying to do that. So they
Uh,
kind of went back on the previous. I guess that's one of the main disadvantages of you know electing presidents to power and having them do terms is the later presidents might be like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't care that the U.S. officially, through that president, said you're not going to do something like that. So I'm just going to do it anyway."
yeah. Well, anyway, let's try
Yeah, no,
to
I
move on to
understand
some
why they're a
more.
little pissed because again, they said they wouldn't do it, and then
Oh yeah,
they
yeah. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of reasons. Yeah. I
yeah.
was gonna
Plus,
say we
well,
should
plus
probably.
the ethnic Russians and whatever that area they're initially invaded were being fucked with by the by the Ukrainian
Oh
government,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Russia was
Yeah,
not
they're like,
completely unjustified in their actions.
yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
they should have done what they did. I think that it was wrong, but I
right,
can understand where they're coming from. It was
exactly,
a
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have done it if I was even with all. Or I would have definitely tried like a longer diplomatically before doing anything like that. But yeah, they were kind of getting fucked with a little bit
eh.
or a lot.
Yep. I was gonna say we should probably try to lighten up the mood a little bit and talk about that vegan that starved herself to death because she was apparently retarded.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I didn't get anything more specific than that short, but yeah,
like,
yeah, you
that's
can look at
insane,
her and
man.
see she's fucking
She was
super
eating
skinny. Like,
regularly and still managed to kill herself of starvation. Like, that's fucking talented. That is like a
yeah, what was
talented
it? She
level
only
of
ate.
dumb, you know?
Yeah, she only ate like tropical fruit. I think it said
Oh, so
only
she
different
might not have
tropical
been a
fruit.
vegan. She might have been one of those fucking fruitarian nuts.
Yeah, I think it was almost all like watermelon, mango, shit like
that's
that.
you say fruitarian.
Fruitarians only eat fruit, and they only eat fruit that dropped off the tree naturally, usually. But that second part isn't for all fruitarians, but that's like the true fruitarianism started there. And
Gotcha.
I've never heard
Yeah,
this
she's
term
dead.
before.
it's dumb as shit. It's like
Yeah.
it was originally meant as like the ultimate in pardon me, the ultimate in like conservative or not conservatism, environmentalism, because you're only eating things that naturally fell off of the plant. You're not damaging the plant or
Yeah.
whatever. Like
Yeah. You're not
whatever
fucking up any
dumb.
kind of
Like I don't
reproductive
understand
cycle.
exactly how eating fruit that was grown and picked at a different time is bad, but like they, I'm sure have some reason that I've never heard and I don't care to understand because
Mhm.
they're fucking dumb. So
Yeah, it doesn't ultimately. It's not going to make sense. Yeah.
So it's an interesting situation. But yeah, this lady starved herself to death. I'm guessing fruitarian if she was eating a lot of fruits and stuff mostly.
Yeah,
Because there's like
that's what they
veganism
said. It
can
was
be healthy. It's
exclusively.
just really hard to maintain like a healthy diet on veganism.
How
But
many fruits have How many fruits have protein?
I don't think any.
Are there any? I was gonna say I don't think any of them do. Yeah.
Okay, so here's probably where you would get your protein. I'm assuming that nuts are allowed. I'm assuming they treat those like they're fruit.
Yeah, legumes are kind of like that. Yeah,
No.
it would have to.
I don't know that they would allow legumes, but I think that they would allow nuts because nuts are like
Hmm.
it's very similar to fruit.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, I was
there's
thinking
also
peanuts are actually.
there's various different kinds of fruit pits and seeds that you can eat that have like protein. So like, for instance, it's a pretty common thing to in areas where guavas grow naturally. Guava seeds are like pepper. You can toast them and grind them up, and they're very similar to pepper.
Mm,
So
okay.
like, it's very common to like use the seeds and stones from various different fruits for food and flour and stuff in different areas. So I'm guessing that would be the only way you could get protein. I don't know that that would necessarily be that healthy.
Right.
Either
Yeah,
though.
it'd be incredibly difficult. Yeah.
Well, and also in a lot of cases, like yes, you can eat the fruits or the seeds and the pits of this fruit or that fruit, but you don't want to eat that many. Like you only want to eat
Yeah.
like a handful every other day or something, you know, like. So you could
Yeah.
potentially do it, but it'd be really fucking hard.
Yeah. What is it? Peach pits are the ones that have arsenic,
Yeah,
if I
peach
remember
and
correctly.
apricot, I think both.
Mm. Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if you saw that short about the bell pepper. I had always
Yeah,
assumed the different colors were like a specialty thing, and that's why they charge more for it. Just because it's like a specialty preference, like color wise. I didn't realize they just grow them longer and they turn different colors.
yeah, did not know that either until I saw that before you did, but yeah, that was where I learned it. I saw that a long time ago, but the same exact short. So.
It's the same thing
Yeah.
with certain types of mushrooms. Like
Oh
the
yeah, those things they call portobello are basically just button mushrooms.
yeah, they're just mushrooms that you leave longer.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like
not
you got
actually a
those.
different kind. I was like, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Because there was the mushroom that they had the white mushrooms, they have the brown cap mushrooms. Then you got portobellos. They're just
They're all
different.
three the same fucking type of mushroom. Yeah,
God, that's so disappointing.
it's like the brown capped ones are just a variation of that. Like some of them have brown caps. That's all.
They're
It's
older.
like, oh
It's
god
it's
damn.
literally just an age thing. White mushrooms are newer, like fresher, and the brown ones are a little bit older, and then the portobellos are a lot older.
Oh man.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
love the portobellos too. Portobellos are so fun because you can make them into like burgers. You fry up the cap and just make it into like a burger. It's so tasty.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a mushroom fan. I do not like mushrooms at all.
Oh god, I can't get enough. I have mushroom ketchup and mushroom powder in my kitchen that I bought,
Mm,
so I can mushroom my mushrooms.
nice. Mm. Yeah, I wish I did, dude. But yeah, I really don't like the texture, and I definitely do not like the taste.
Oh well, yeah. I was gonna say if it was just a texture thing, I'd say get you some mushroom powder and throw that into the occasional fucking dish. But yeah, if you don't like the taste, there's no fucking way that's
Yeah,
gonna work out. Yeah.
indeed. It'd be a hell of a lot easier eating pizza around people that like mushrooms.
Oh really? Oh, see, yeah. That's for me. That's weird because like there's like I don't care what's on pizza. Like I'll eat whatever's on pizza.
Yeah, no, I literally. If there's like a tiny piece of it, not a big. Yeah, no, any little pieces that I can see, I will.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. You don't like it, pick it off. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, like onions, I don't particularly care for. Okay, like I'll pick out the big pieces on the pizza. But yeah, I don't mind. Onions are okay. I'd just rather not have them on, I guess. But
Oh, I
yeah,
love
mushrooms,
me
I
some
just do
onions
not
on a
like it at
pizza.
all. Yeah, that's more of a texture thing for me too. Like if they're caramelized, I like them. You know what I mean? Like if they're kind of softened up a bit,
Oh yeah.
a lot, not a bit. If they're softened up a lot, it makes a big difference.
I
Because yeah,
kind
there's
of
times when
like
I
I
want to eat
like
onion.
being able to order pizza. You know what I mean? Like you order pizza from a place. But I prefer like when we make our own because you get to do the toppings right, where you get to like cook the onions down and
Yeah, make it
partially cook
exactly
the
what you want.
pepperoni so that the top's not just so swimming in grease. Like I
Right.
don't mind a little grease on the top of the pizza. That's tasty, but man, I don't need it to drip. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing that's
cook
tough
the
about
mushrooms
the
down so
Motor
that there's
City
not
one.
water on top of the pizza.
Oh, right, right. But yeah, the Motor City ones, that's a decent amount of grease. Like I usually have to like dab it a little. I'm like that. Even for me, that's a bit much.
Oh, but goddamn,
But
those
other
are
than that,
good.
dude, they are holy fuck.
It's perfect
Definitely the
size
best
to split
frozen
with one
pizza.
person too. Just like
Mm,
for
yeah,
for a
yeah.
nice big meal, you split that between two people and you're good.
Yeah, or it feeds me all day.
Oh,
Like,
that'll work
yeah,
too.
that's
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah. I'll eat it like maybe late morning, afternoon, and then I'll eat the rest of supper, and that's like plenty.
yeah.
Because there's so much fucking yeah. It's just so much of it, and it tastes so delicious.
Although my newest obsession is poutine.
Oh, well, there you go.
The fucking I got the
Yeah.
poutine gravy as opposed to just the regular brown gravy, and it's like, oh, that's a whole different fucking experience.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
And my favorite thing is to
Yeah.
add mushrooms, onions, and strips of ribeye steak cut down on top of the poutine with the gravy and the cheese and the fries. Oh man, that is a meal for the gods.
I don't think I've ever tried poutine.
It's just
I
the
guess
poutine gravy, fucking cheese curds and regular fries. It's so good. But there's also like anything you add is to like it just takes so many. It's like pizza. You can add so many different things and make it like even better.
Yeah. Interesting.
uh,
I'm
guess we
definitely a
Canadians.
fan of cheese curds.
Yeah, I guess we Canadians can get some things right.
Oh yeah, that and apologizing. No, actually no, that and maple
Wow.
syrup. Fucking maple syrup is bomb. So.
Yeah, but we didn't invent maple syrup. We just sort of like stumbled upon it.
But you guys produce some of the best maple syrup, some of the highest quality in the world.
Yeah, there might be something to that.
The
You know what
It's
I've
like
wanted to try those? Apparently you can make or syrup from beech trees. Or birch trees. Birch trees.
bird.
B-I-R-C-H.
Okay.
Yeah, birch. I want to try that one. Like, I like maple syrup, and I'm betting birch syrup is also pretty tasty.
Never heard of it. I'd give it a
Yeah, I'm
try.
not familiar with that. Well, yeah, any syrup, I'll give it a shot.
I can tell you right now that nutmeg syrup is absolutely delicious. If you've never
Nice.
had that, it's made from the fruit of a nutmeg, not the seed that the seasoning is, but the actual
Okay.
plant.
Never
So
heard of
like
it.
if
That's
you eat too much of the if you ingest too much of the syrup, you're not going to hallucinate.
I mean,
Seeds.
you could hallucinate if you ate too much of the syrup, but it'd be a lot of syrup. It'd be
Right.
a lot more
Yeah.
than one portion of syrup, even if you're eating like a lot of syrup. It's really fucking expensive because it's not like a thing that gets that people eat a
Yeah,
lot.
there's not
But
a lot of demand of it.
it's
There's no
fucking
demand for it.
yeah. It's got like a I don't know, like a tropical fruity taste with a little bit of like the nutmeg sort of spicy taste as well. It's really good, but I can see why. Like it's there's only so many places those trees grow. So just like the supply just isn't there, even if the demand was. So, a little bottle is like $30. I think it was worth it for trying it once, and I can finish off the bottle, but I don't think I'd buy it again. It wasn't so drastically different or better than just like regular maple syrup. Similarly, like nutmeg jam, you can get jam made out of the nutmeg fruit, and that was pretty tasty. But again, it was like, I don't know that I would buy it again, but it was definitely worth it, like the one time for like $30 for a jar of jam.
Reminds me of the prickly pear jelly from the fruit of the prickly pear cactus. That's actually really good.
I've heard a lot of good things about cactus fruit in general, so that doesn't surprise me. Like every kind of cactus fruit that I've ever heard of is apparently like amazingly good. And then isn't there also one where they eat like the fucking whole flaps of the cactus? It's like they eat like the whole fucking thing.
And not that I'm familiar with, but probably.
Or paddles or whatever they call it. Like, it would be like branches on a tree, but on a cactus it's like something else. Yeah. Was it the prickly? It wasn't the prickly pear. It was
Yeah, that's the thing though. There's not much fruit on any one cactus. Yeah, it can't be cheap to
it's supposed to
manufacture
taste like
them.
bell peppers.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but yeah, like I said, it wouldn't be surprising. It's a shitload of different species of cactus or whatever, so
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are tasty.
Yeah, everything that I've ever seen about people eating cactus, they're always like, "It's really good. It tastes great." It's just a lot of work to get the fucking thorn clusters off, because like apparently cactuses have like thorn clusters that are microscopic, as well as the regular full-sized ones, and you really don't want the little ones in your tummy.
Yeah, the prickly pear fruit is like that. There's like that little tiny skin that's got an insane amount of little tiny pricklies in it.
Yeah.
That you gotta get off of there before you eat it.
I see a lot of like burning the outside of cactuses to get rid of that, like the things they're gonna eat. Well, let's see. I'm looking through the Discord here. The lady that got her legs run over in LA protest, that shit was hilarious. Definitely recommend like watching that.
That was nice, yeah.
It's
like that stupid bitch.
Oh, you stood in front of a car. Good for you. Like now you're fucking done.
I cringe seeing that, but I know of it. Yes.
Somali is probably going to end up getting new charges. So it turns out Legal Mindset, the guy who's been following it from the beginning and like really was the one that blew the story up, has been working with a group of other people to go through all of the footage that they can that Somali has tried to delete from the internet to find evidence of any other crimes that they could possibly convict him of in Korea, and set it all up with the fucking video clips and submitted it to the prosecutor in Korea. So like there's apparently like a whole bunch of other charges that he might end up facing. They went out of their way and spent the better part of like I think 6 months literally going through to find other things to get him in more trouble.
And just cataloging everything that could get him.
Well, because he got all the cases just got dismissed of him harassing kids. Because he would go and find school children and then play sexually explicit like music or sound clips, or just say incredibly inappropriate sexual shit around them. And so they found ones where like he would be hitting on a 16-year-old out in front of a bar. And be like, "Oh, baby, age ain't nothing but a number. Who cares? Let's go." You know, like that kind of shit. So there's a good potential he's going to get even more charges added on It's like, oh god. Like, he's already facing multiple years in prison. Specifically because of, like, the deep fakes that he made. So, like, and was pretty much one of those, like, there's a really good chance he goes to prison for that. But,
yeah, I hope they make the biggest fucking example out of him if they fuck that guy.
Oh yeah. Well, you saw I posted one today, I think, on the Discord, or did I post it? Tommy Tough Knuckles. I don't know what his real fucking name is. Tommy Retard Knuckles.
The one that would go in and like pour shit, like go into a store and like pour shit over himself.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of eggs and shit. Yeah.
So he's facing jail time. I think the primary crimes they're really gonna bust him for is the what do you call it? The prowling, the illegal surveillance of people's houses where he'd pretend to go to the bathroom and then film the inside of their homes without their permission. And
wow.
What's interesting about that is that's actually the reason that's such a big problem is because that's like a thing criminals will do before they rob a place.
Yeah, they'll kind of case the joint,
They'll case it out, or they'll like sneak around looking through the fucking windows. That's what you call a prowler. That's what that's originally from. Is they prowling around looking for houses to rob. It's one of the reasons why, like, I keep trying to explain to my coworkers and shit, because we're not in the best neighborhood, the house we're in, where I'm like, look, when the sun goes down, close all the fucking curtains in the house every night. Like, just every single night, because that's one of those things that, like, keeping your curtains closed, keeping your porch light on, like having a light above every door, even your back door, even if your back door is in a yard, having well-lit doors, those are all things that'll keep people from breaking in at night.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because if they can't, and if you're gone during the day, also make sure all your curtains are closed. Because if they can't see in to see whether or not breaking in is worthwhile, they're much more likely to just move on to a house where they can.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you're better off by like a substantial amount.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like how just putting like the little sign that says that your house is monitored by ADT or whatever, surveillance company. Yeah. Even if it's not, is a major deterrent. Like just the sign alone, they'll be like, all right.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You won't risk it? No, then leave it.
Yeah, that's the idea. Generally.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, what else is happening in the world?
Let's see here. Oh, you hear about the black lady that blew up her fucking house and tried to blame it on, like, white people and, like, white racists to fucking make money off of it? Like, to make it a hoax, like, for money?
No, but I believe it.
Watch that one.
That shit's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I was just like, that's amazing. This dumb bitch blew up her own fucking house.
Now she's getting busted for it.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently that one happened a while ago. Pretty long time ago, but they're figuring out that, it was her.
Oh,
it wasn't the racist. Yeah.
Well, like, what's interesting is, you know what I haven't heard so far yet? I haven't heard a single instance where any of these crimes were ever committed by anybody because of race.
Yeah. Well, I guess technically that would be because of race, but it's a race hoax in that. I guess like you could technically
every single crime that's been like a hate crime that I've heard has literally turned out to be a hoax.
Yeah. It's exceedingly rare.
Speaking of crime, Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say this reminds me. I remember hearing about a thing that sparked this whole hit going on in the UK about the grape gangs. Wrong line. The grape gangs in like Rotherham and all that. And it's because there was an instance because they could never catch these people, these horrible whoever they are. And there was, and the police said, yeah, we can't do this and all that kind of stuff. And there was a case, I remember hearing that, of an actual white guy doing it. And they found him within moments, name was out there and everything. And that's what sparked everyone outrage because it's like, hold on a second. We've had this epidemic going on throughout this area and the country in general. You can't find them. You find one case of one white guy, and you immediately have all the information and you publicly shame him. How is that possible? And then they're patting themselves on the back. Look how good we are. We can get all this work done. And then everyone just got outraged. And I don't know, man. Police incompetent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything getting figured out that quick, suspicious.
Yeah, and then they have all that stuff going on, and there's this investigation that happened, and yet, sure as shit, like police covered it up, and news reporters who always report on that kind of stuff, yeah, they were all wrong, every single one. So, yeah,
Shocking.
I know, right? So we'll see how that plays out.
God damn.
Yeah. On a more positive, lighter note, one of the things I was always jealous about you guys in the States, and I know you. I don't think you guys have ever had this, but I've grown up with Dairy Queen, and I love Dairy Queen. My favorite is the chocolate dip cone. And when I heard that there was it's actually I always thought it was strawberry, but it's cherry dipped, and it's like an American exclusive. Oh my god! Apparently they stopped doing it. I don't know why. So, but I don't know if you guys
so now
ever
we don't have it either. You're telling us about this thing that we can't have either. Why?
Well,
I don't
think I've ever had Dairy Queen.
Well,
I've had it. It's been a long time. It's been decades. I don't go to Dairy Queen that often, but yeah, it's good shit.
See, I say, yeah. Well, I say this because like you guys still have it, and it's something that's always. I've known about this for years. I've always wanted to have it, and I went down to Florida there to go see Gaming and the guys, and it's like it doesn't exist over there. You have to go to certain areas to find it. Oh fuck.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, okay. Hold on, because I decided to look into this because I remember hearing that there are other places that do dip as well. I thought, are you kidding me? So I look it up, and sure as shit, there's like 2 stores and there's probably more that do soft serve dipped cones, and they do have strawberry dipped cones. They also have other dipped flavors, like birthday cake, white chocolate dip, what was it, pistachio dip, which I don't know why you do that, and all these other different flavors. They have all kinds of dips.
Oh, I like pistachio. I would order a pistachio dip. I really like pistachio.
You know, it will get
kind of the white chocolate for sure.
I eat pistachio pudding on all the like every once in a while. Whenever I make pudding, it's almost always pistachio.
I would try all of them. Honest to God, I would. Now, for a limited time, okay. Now, the one thing that they did try for a limited time here, they had like Dairy Queen. They had a peanut butter dipped cone, and I tried that out. It wasn't that good.
That sounds like it'd be really good too. That's a shame.
That's what I thought, but there was like no real flavor. It
not
didn't taste
peanut
like
flavor. Yeah, that makes
sense. There's nothing like the chocolate. You can taste the chocolate, but the peanut butter, there's nothing there. They did have another one that just I was not interested in. It was like a fruit blend or whatever it was, and it was like a purplish kind of dip.
I gotta try some Dairy Queen. They got some fucking options. So like, soft serve ice cream in the area where I am has always been from there's a place called Foster's Freeze. I don't know how far that extends, if it's just in my little like city or just in my county or something like that, but that's always been like the go-to for anything around here, where if you're ordering if you want to have like soft serve ice cream, it's always been Foster Street. It's like there's nowhere else you would go. It's so good. So,
yeah, I've never heard of that. So nothing around my area.
So Dairy Queen here, like I think there's one in like the mall, but like nobody really goes because Foster's Freeze is like, they got burgers and shakes and sodas and all that kind of stuff, and the one in the mall just does like the ice cream cups or whatever, I think, and the shakes. That's it. Like I don't think they offer any of the other like food. It's just like the
freezer stuff.
just
Yeah,
the soft serve and the milkshake. Yeah, that's it. So there's, like,
yeah.
no point.
The
Sounds
burgers
like
and
they got a
shit
lot of
from Dairy Queen.
options. Yeah.
Yeah, the one like here, they're not that good, but some of the places, like up in the valley, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just get better shit, I guess. But yeah, it can be really good at Dairy Queen burgers and shit. But yeah, most of the time it's not. Most of it's pretty fucking average.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it tastes fine. Like it's soft serve ice cream, so you can't go wrong. But like, it sounds like there's like a lot of different flavors of like the accoutrement. Like the different kind of things you can add. Sounds like it's pretty fucking tasty.
Well, and that's kind of like what I want to try out because there's just like I think back to there's always things I've always wanted to do. Go out and do it. Part of the other reason why that these thoughts have been occurring to me is because I don't know if I mentioned this, but like not like I think it was last weekend or something. I found my first ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to find this. I found the 4-leaf clover. I thought,
oh, you found like an actual 4-leaf clover. Nice.
Now here's the thing. Well, see, when I got it, it was something. It was to me, like, because I've always wanted to see if it was true. As a kid, I never saw one. Here I am. I'm like 41. I finally find my first 4-leaf clover. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I tried to preserve it, so I tried putting it in like a little resin thingy, and it did not go well. I practically destroyed it. I'm quite embarrassed of myself. But it's like the universe saw me make my mistake. And I found a second 4-leaf clover.
Ah, you got a little bit of luck from the 4-leaf clover before it fully deserted you.
Yeah, and so I didn't want to risk it, but I didn't know what else to do with it. So I just grabbed a big heavy book, and I put into some of the pages in there, and I just put it on my shelf. So it's just there. I don't know if it does anything, but I really have no other strategy to deal with this.
I don't know how you preserve that kind of stuff either. That's weird.
I would have preserved it. I kind of want to preserve it and then put it in a like a little thing and just hold on to it. Have my little good luck charm.
Like a little lock.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, because it tells me like it really inspired me. It brought back like a lot of childhood memories. One of those things that it's like you hear it in cartoons, you hear it in movies, you hear it all the time. And you look, you never see it. It's like, it must be just a lie. I found
a ton of them. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's fine. That's totally fine.
I've found a bunch of them over the years, so it's like, it's crazy to me that you've never found one. I'm like, yeah, you just look through like a clover patch for a while and you get them, but maybe
never.
They're not as common where you live.
They're not, or maybe I was just a lazy kid, or I don't know. I've never come across my first time.
Clover grows in California fucking lot.
Oh, we have them here too. It's just like I'm not
extremely like prevalent. Like there's a dairy called Clover in California because that's what they feed their cows is just straight up clover the whole thing. Like all they feed them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, but yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I always thought it was kind of interesting to find like the 4-leaves because they were pretty uncommon. Hold on, somebody's at my door.
Yeah.
Food time?
Interrupting your shows.
I like my dog's barking. I hear you.
Sorry about that. They were looking at me for Texas toast. How many Texas toasts did I want? I was like, all of the Texas toasts. Nobody else can have any. Give it all to me.
Speaking of carbs, because I've been doing the whole diet thing for a while, and I've been plateauing for a long time. I'm just not losing everything. I got frustrated. So I went to a Little Caesars and ate a whole. God, fucking delicious. I just stopped there. And then the strangest thing happened. I started losing weight again. And I
Oh, so maybe carbs aren't so bad.
well, it's not so much that as it's like it's kind of like when you starve yourself, you stop losing weight because the body thinks you're starving. And I think with carbs, it's about the same way. I was being too strict with my diet, and I need to ease off on it. Same thing when because I've been going to the gym a lot. I'm pushing myself a little too hard. I need to calm down, ease back, which is like
Don't
fair
vegan
enough.
yourself like that lady did. You know?
Yeah, no. I'm not doing that. I eat too much meat for that.
Yeah.
But
You probably be like, yeah, just
dude,
don't
I've been bulking
malnutrition
up.
yourself.
Like, if anything, I've been bulking up. Like, see, I've been doing too much. I used like I started lifting like 70 pounds each arm. Whenever I do all my exercises, like God damn, slow it down.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
I think I got a little.
I think going low carb is better than no carb. Like you don't need to have a lot of carbs, but I think you want to have a little bit, just as a healthy diet. Like I don't think we're meant to be carnivores or vegans either way. I think we're meant to
Well, I wasn't gonna like
eat like a
forsake carbs.
balanced diet of multiple different items.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to forsake carbs. I was just trying to limit what I would put in until I like reach like a proper weight goal or something. But I think I was just doing it too hard, going too much into it. I'll be having a little bit more every now and then.
Right on, right on. Well, I'm glad you started losing weight again. Because being
I think
plateaued is a real fucking obnoxious place to be.
it is. It's fucking annoying. And speaking of food, I should probably go make some. Getting hungry.
Well, go make yourself
all
some
right.
food. Don't starve yourself, man. Don't starve yourself.
Lord knows I never do that. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Later.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by.
Yo. Fucking, what is it? Brain freeze.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
my
else?
brain froze for a second. I was like, drama portion, let's see. What's the best drama right now? I saw the fucking thing with the Hyde, or part of it at least, and I gotta say, like, that guy's not that fucking funny. Like,
Yeah, no, we've talked about it before.
like they had that list of
I
jokes
really
and
like
stuff
it.
that they'd planned out or whatever, and I was just like, some of those were pretty good, but most of those were just kind of like, oh, that's a thing you could do, I suppose. Like, I'm not really impressed with that. That was kind of like, oh.
Yeah, no, he seems to not be your type. I brought it up years ago. I find him really funny, especially a lot of the older shit.
Well, but you know, like, to be fair, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
although,
comedians
yeah, a
where
lot of
like
it's not
some of their
great.
stuff is funny and some of it's not. You know, like not every comedian is.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the stuff of his, it's really good. It's fucking amazing.
When he hits something good, he does ride it pretty well. I will give him that, because some of the stuff he does is pretty funny. I think the stuff that where he's going after people is probably the funniest. But I can understand why that's, you know.
Yeah, him going after Hassan Tiger is pretty good. Yeah, pointing out some of the old shit that Hassan reminded of, like him wearing dresses and fucking makeup and shit.
Oh, did he used to do that shit? That makes sense. Well, you know, like his primary audience is 12-year-olds anyway, so.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's one of the things that
I
a lot
guess
of
that was
people have a hard
thinking.
time remembering about places like YouTube is like, yeah, you know, your audience may be, like, your show may be for adults, but your primary audience is fucking 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, definitely people that are not the most. So yeah, that would be kids and just dumb people. Seems to be the general
Yeah.
crowd for them. The overly credulous people.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I saw some guy in a sweater vest on TikTok say that this was true, so it's God's truth forever.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
not gonna check into it on
uh,
my own
he had a weird
independently or anything.
logo. Like, you know, he was telling about how, like, you know, Trix cereal was really really good for you, and he had a General Mills logo at the bottom of the screen for some reason, but he had no reason to lie. So stop trying to convince me that he was making that up. You know, like.
Oh God. Yeah, it's kind of depressing how many really dumb people are really popular.
Yeah, it's like they had no reason to lie. I mean, the billions of dollars they could have earned might have given them a reason. Nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Mm,
Like, you can
mm.
just look up their fucking profits online, so I'm not real sure why. Why that's such a hard one to fucking buy.
Yeah, well, again, they just take the word of the person. They don't, look into anything themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, could you really be like a Hassan fan if you into any of the criticisms on the guy?
Yeah, that's
Unless you
one that
really, really
baffles
also,
me is how
unless you
people
also
could be
really,
a
really
fan of
hate
him.
Jews. Like, are there that many anti-Semites? Is that enough of an explanation? Popularity? I don't think so.
Oh, well, you know, it's just easier to fucking pick a group of people and decide that they're responsible for all the things you've done to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Or
so,
just the home
like,
you
you
grew up
know,
in.
they're
Yeah.
ready to hate everybody because everybody else is responsible. It's not their shitty decision making. You know, that's not
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they're miserable. It's
Mhm.
not who they chose to vote for. It's not their lack of education. It's not the lack of effort when it comes to like getting and finding and keeping a job and then getting promoted to get more money, because that's the other,
Mhm.
you know, the other alternative thing.
Yeah,
It's everyone else's fault.
yeah. Indeed.
You know, the Jews are holding them back, or the white people are holding them back, or the black people, or the
Mhm.
Mexicans, all those things.
Yeah, although I assume with people like Hassan and them, I assume it's more the propaganda they were kind of, I'm
Oh, well,
sure,
Hassan
inundated
is
with
not being held
throughout
back
their
by anyone.
upbringing.
He's just making that shit up. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
lying, but I'm talking about the people that are
Mm,
believing it. You know,
gotcha. Yeah.
it's
Like,
just
I
so
knew
much
it wasn't
easier
my
than
fault.
taking responsibility for their shitty life.
Yeah, yeah. I knew it wasn't my fault. I'm nobody.
It's like we're going to promote, you know, free movement across the border despite the laws, even though it floods the labor market, and now I can't find a job because I can't compete with a bunch of illegals. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
rent's
and
too
that's
high,
also
and
like, dude,
I can't understand why. It's not because there's a flooding of the market of people that are illegal here in the country, flooding the market for renting places. That's not the reason. No. Well, that's only half the reason, but no.
damn.
They do it themselves. I have a degree in fucking talking to dogs. Why can't I find a job in any of these corporate offices? You know.
How does this bachelor's degree not getting me a job? It has no practical use anywhere, really, but they should hire me anyway.
Exactly. And so that's what it all comes down to, like the weirdness of it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Anyone else you can think of can find to
Yeah, yeah. Never. It's never your
be
fault.
responsible for your bad decisions? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not your lack of education or your choice of poor choice of education. It's not your lack of motivation. The fact that you, it's like those people that fucking and maybe it's not as much now that you can like get relationships online, like, but for the longest time there were all these people that would like complain about like not being able to find somebody to date or whatever, but like they would never go out and like mingle with other human beings.
Right. Yeah, they're expecting somebody to just kind of show up at their doorstep,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. There's a lot of those people. Let's see. What was the other drama going on? There was the Amaranth and her husband one, but that's fucking dumb, boring.
Yeah, I can't be bothered to give a shit about Amaranth.
I think there was something about VTubers that I saw on Nick's channel, and I was like, oh, that should be entertaining. I'd love to hear the sarcastic, angry fucking New Yorker's opinion on fucking on that. That'd be pretty cool.
Interesting. Let's see what else
But I haven't
happened.
heard that one yet. I assume it's similar to what I was talking about earlier with the if you took away vague sexual innuendo, like VTubers would not have jobs anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that one's odd. I don't get just like an avatar, and that's sexy to people. Because they're doing
okay, so
weird
I understand. Yeah, I was gonna be like, I understand like the appeal of like cartoon streamers. Like from an entertainment perspective, I can see that being kind of fun.
Right.
But the sexual aspect of it is like, well, the sexual aspect is they all pretend to be like they're all single and can't find a man.
A good man.
And they're all
Yeah.
these really attractive women who like, because like the whole thing is just like them lying about their ability, their dateability and stuff like that. It's all.
Yeah.
All it really is.
Guys thinking they're available.
Yeah, it's very obnoxious. Well, it's playing on the instinctive urge to provide. You know, like there's that instinctive thing. Women instinctively like do the nesting behavior where they want to build a place for the baby to grow up, and the men instinctively provide the materials and the food and everything to make that happen.
Right.
It's like how we've progressed as a species. But so that's what they're playing off of, and they're playing off of that by pretending to be single and like acting like they want to date but can't. And a lot of them now apparently pretend to be shut-ins, which I think is really fucking offensive. Because they're all like traveling all over the fucking world to go to like these conventions and like hanging out and partying in like hotels and shit with each other. And they're all fucking each other too. Like there's like it's a really incestuous sort of group. From what little I've heard from like the few that actually talk about it without, because there are VTubers that are just entertaining without making it into a weird sex thing. They don't lie about whether or not they have like boyfriends and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend, absolutely. And like they're happy to make dirty jokes, but they don't make jokes that imply that they have some sort of attraction to their audience. They're like, no, I have a boyfriend. I'm gonna be with him. I'm not here to date. I don't want you sexualizing me. But if you have like dirty jokes are funny. Come on, like let's all get a fucking laugh, right?
Yeah. That's nice.
Good old wholesome dirty joke people. But like they're just like the regular. They're like any other video game streamer, but they use an avatar instead of their face. And I get that because I can see the appeal from both sides.
Then the content creator. If you could still have anonymity.
Yeah, having that anonymity so you can still go to the grocery store, the movie theater, the mall, and not have somebody fucking harassing you every 5 seconds. Especially since your audience is probably mostly fucking teenagers and shit. That's even better, you know?
Yeah, and other weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do you explain like why 14-year-old boys keep stopping to talk to you? You know what I mean? Like that's a weird one if you're a fucking adult. Like that's women or not. Like at a
Yeah,
certain
that's
point, that's anybody you're spending time with who's like a friend or a family member is gonna be like, why do these teenage boys constantly want to get your autograph? What the fuck?
that would be a tough one to explain.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that. So yeah, the VTuber thing makes sense from the creator's perspective for sure.
Well, also from the perspective of the people that want the fantasy of it, like it's easy to like put a cartoon into your fantasy is a little easier than like an actual person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes it easier
Yeah.
for the to fantasize.
I assume.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know. Like that whole thing is fucking weird. Like they're a bunch of fucking weird people, like real bizarre folks. And,
Yeah, the creators and their fans. A bit weird.
Yeah. But they all date each other, like the streamers and the video editors and the fucking artists that make the character, like the models and the people that do the rigging on the models. Because apparently you have to build the model in a program and then somebody else has to come in and like add fucking digital bones or something to it so that it moves like a way that looks like not too fucking weird.
Yeah. All that weird. All of it, all around. Yeah, I don't get the appeal of the VTubers. I mean, I get why they do it, but I don't understand why people are such fans of it.
I watched some of the people's clips because not all of them are like, you know, boring sex fucking things or whatever, where they all just constantly fucking talk about sex and nothing else and nothing entertaining.
Right. That makes sense.
There we go. Fix that guy. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's fucking boring as shit. But apparently there's like some sort of new controversy going on with them. Apparently Twitch has been banning a bunch of them and stuff. My thought is, oh no, they'll have to get real jobs? That's terrible.
Yes.
Oh,
Have they
no.
considered hating? If you want to stay on Twitch, you just hate the Jews.
Yeah, really.
And you'll be fine. No bans.
Amazon is always looking for more anti-Semites to add to their fucking Twitch stream roster. Because Amazon definitely supports hating of the Jews, and they support terrorism. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow Hassan Piker to be on their streaming service and blatantly do all of those things, including platform actual terrorists.
Yeah, it's very suspicious that that's all allowed. And I can't imagine even a basic. There's got to be some people there to be drawing this attention to it on occasion.
I am genuinely shocked that the majority of the people who stream on Twitch, because most people that stream on Twitch are just streaming like, you know, video games or like streams where they're cooking or, you know, like the normal kind of stuff you would expect on Twitch. Stuff that's just for fun and entertainment. I'm surprised that they're not actively filing a lawsuit against Amazon right now. Amazon and Twitch. Because if Amazon and Twitch followed their own TOS and actually applied it evenly and not based on personal political beliefs, the amount of money that those people would be making would be substantially more. Like, they would not have had that advertising apocalypse. They would have
Yeah.
continued to make more ad revenue and be able to like live off of that. So I think it's shocking to me that they haven't been like, you guys fucked us. We're not just gonna like walk away. We expect you to compensate us for what you cost everybody with your bad business decisions that violate the contract that we're supposed to follow.
And I also find it curious that the mainstream media doesn't switch like the way it would go after.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question.
I wonder if that's a function of, we'd be taking on Amazon. And they do a lot of advertising or, whatever the reason. They're just too huge to fuck with.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that is the problem. Maybe the lawyers are just there's too many lawyers for Amazon. But to me, it seems like one of those things where, like, some law firm could start advertising and get enough of them on the ticket that the amount of money would be well worth whatever it would cost to beat Amazon in court.
Mm. Yeah, because you would think there's got to be a streamers that are fed
Well, it
up with
seems
that
like
shit.
a tort case right there, right? Like one where like you would have
Like a class
where it would
action
make
thing,
more
dude.
sense to have
Yeah.
one trial for all of the people instead of having like each individual trial.
Yeah, nice class action lawsuit, dude.
Yeah, like a class action lawsuit. It seems like a really prime target for that. So I'm very confused that hasn't
Yeah.
happened. I probably
you're
won't, I
thinking.
guess, but it's surprising to me because it's like it's a pretty clear thing, and there's all sorts of evidence, like just literally on the
Yeah.
internet, all over the internet.
There's clearly discriminatory
And I would be shocked if the
enforcement.
advertisers would be uh, uh, reluctant to say like that the reason they decided not to advertise with Twitch is because they're like too controversial. You know what I mean? Like they may not necessarily specifically state because of terrorism or whatever, but they can say they'll probably say like, well, we found that it was too controversial for our brand or something. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't associate with it.
yeah,
It's too controversial. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, they should have. I'm surprised there aren't like lawyers out there preemptively like recruiting people. You know what I mean? Twitch streamers to do that.
oh yeah, makes no sense to me, but yeah, it's one of those things. But whatever. Like I guess that's just how it is.
Yes, that is how it is.
I don't work for Amazon, so or I don't make my money off of Twitch. I don't really honestly give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, you would think those people that are, especially the ones that are getting banned for shit that is way less fucked up than what Hassan and his fucking orbiters do on a daily fucking basis.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got on there. The Polish target pistol. I thought that was cute. And then that AI, the picture I posted from the AI video that I didn't realize was AI. I clicked on it because it was like a historical recipe thing, and I'm like, oh, I love watching like the guys that do the historical recipes. It's crazy to see like some of the wacky shit people made way back in the day. And then like it got to like the 3-minute mark, and it was like this guy with his fucking wife's head growing out of his fucking shoulder.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
it's extremely
that's
wide
fucking
body.
weird.
Yeah,
Also,
back then, dude, it was very common to have a extremely wide body and head on, growing up together.
Oh yeah. And also, why does he have 3 fucking wives? Like he has one wife's head growing out of his shoulder, and then two other women who are clearly not his daughters or sisters. It would be like other wives, like
Right,
at the
right.
table with him and his kid. It's like fucking bizarre.
Yeah, polygamy. Also very common back then, I
And then
guess.
also apparently the Eskimos don't like being called Eskimos. I didn't understand that one.
Mm. Yeah, apparently it translates to raw fish eater. And that's a very big insult for something, in their culture.
Oh, does it translate in like Eskimo language or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The term Eskimo means raw fish eater.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm an
I gave you the
Eskimo then.
timestamp. I gave you the timestamp and everything, dude. You could
I'm an
have got right to
Eskimo
that.
then. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was hard to
sushi, great.
understand. Like I just didn't understand the words coming out of their mouths all the way.
That's that.
Like
Yeah,
they
but the
just
Eskimo, the part about
spoke
the word
very
Eskimo,
unclearly.
yeah, yeah, the very last, like the last minute and a half, Eskimo, the explanation about the Eskimo thing.
I have a lot of respect for their lifestyle and stuff. Like whatever, like if they want to be called Inuit, fine. Like whatever, like Inuits, it's
Hmm.
reasonable. But I would like to be called
Yeah.
an Eskimo because I fucking love eating like sushi and sashimi and raw fish. I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
Like if you could just eat the fish right out of the water, I'd be fucking fishing every day.
Mm. Yeah. Just do like the bears do. Just rip into it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm in. I love fucking sashimi, man. Sashimi is so good. And you can buy like frozen salmon from Costco, and as long as your freezer is cold enough, and I checked the temperature of my freezer, it's plenty cold enough. After
Mm.
like 2 weeks or something being frozen, there's no more concern for parasites in the fish. Like if it's cold, if it's frozen to a certain, that's how they get rid of the parasites for like selling it in restaurants and stuff
Mm.
like that. Is as long as it gets cold
Oh,
enough
they get that long.
and stays cold enough for long enough, the parasites are all dead, and you can
Uh,
like just eat the seafood like raw and it's fine.
mm. Nice.
So I'll buy like raw salmon from there, and it's pretty darn good stuff.
Indeed.
Else.
Yeah. Oh, the SpaghettiOs and butter and sugar. It still bugs me, dude.
That was
I
fucking
don't.
weird, man. That was some fucking weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, how was that the
I
thing
mean,
that they
why?
came up with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, was he just a dumb kid that was like, or was that her recipe or something? Yeah. I didn't really get any sense of
Yeah,
how
what
that
I
came
was
about.
wondering is how did it occur to them to like add butter and sugar to that? Like, they just doesn't.
Yeah,
Nothing
the
about that
spaghetti to
sounds
like.
appealing.
Yeah. 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 Those are definitely would be pretty close to dead last on the shit that I would want to add to fucking SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, such a weird option.
Yeah. Indeed. Oh yeah, you put the thing about the mantis shrimp thing in there. I should take another pass at trying to get the AI art to make a mantis shrimp playing poker. See if I can get that to work.
The
I
mantis
still don't
shrimp
remember
playing
why.
poker.
Yeah, I wanted to. There's you the playing poker thing. That whole thing. I wanted to. I don't remember why it was shrimp. But I wanted to see something like that, but instead of dogs, yeah, using mantis shrimp.
Oh, the 23andMe thing. That shit's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know.
They're
I
not
watched
allowing
part of the
people to
clip.
delete their data from the fucking. They're refusing to allow people to delete their data, even though they're supposed to be allowed to, and they're going to sell the company and sell the data, which they're also not allowed to according to their own fucking terms and
Yeah,
conditions. And like,
yeah, that's fucking scary.
and no one's like, and they're not all going to prison. Like, I'm like, how does that work? They're directly
Yeah,
violating their contract. There's no like no one's stopping them, and they get to just do it with impunity.
okay,
Like it doesn't like they don't go to jail.
okay. Yeah, how are they not at least being sued or something? Or I guess they probably, I would imagine. But then I guess they're going to be out of the company and just have all the money. So what do they care? Like, who would you sue in that situation? Like the people that sold it? You'd have to, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I can't see how that's legal. Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. How the fuck is that legal? To just sell off all the info, all the data, and the company itself. Well, the company, selling the company is not a big. Selling off the data to a third party is fucking really disgusting.
Well, especially after promising that they wouldn't. Like part
Yeah,
of the whole
yeah,
thing of why people were like into their
mm-hmm.
products was like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well we're gonna keep your data safe. You know, your DNA is safe with us. We're never gonna sell it to other people, and you don't have to worry about that. And then it was like, oh no, turns out that's all bullshit.
Turns out if they offer us enough money, we're totally gonna.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, has that actually happened, or is it? Is there any
It's
way to
in the
block it?
process. Like they're trying to sell it, and I think Congress is getting involved.
Yeah, we'll see if they actually.
Hopefully Congress is going to turn around and be like, "Sorry, you're fucking done."
Yeah, and that's a lot. What did they say? It was 12 to 15 million people have had their ancestry or genetic makeup analyzed through them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to piss off, dude.
Well, I think it's pretty reasonable to say like, "Hey, I don't want my DNA sold to like random people."
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
pharmaceutical
you should
people
definitely
don't
have
need
that
my
option.
medical information, you know, because that's who's buying it, the
Yeah, no, that
pharmaceutical
should be.
company.
Yeah, yeah, nothing suspicious about that, right?
Yep. So weird that I've always been against doing that. I don't know why. I don't know why I would have ever thought that that was a terrible plan. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I've never. I would love to have that information on it to be going through. I don't want anyone else to have access to it.
yeah, I would
So I don't. Yeah,
absolutely
but
love to go through and find out the information for myself. Right, exactly. It would be so cool to
yeah,
have all that information about like where I'm from and like what genetically what my race is or whatever.
yeah, it'd be interesting. I guess it's not something I'm crazy about knowing. It
Yeah,
would
but it'd
be
be really
interesting. I
fun.
guess.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna pass on the whole like giving away my personal data to random strangers on the interwebs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've always been. Yeah, no matter what they said, I was like, I don't trust that.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's just like the default. Like if you're an intelligent person, you don't trust corporations.
Yeah, yeah. I am not surprised at those developments.
Oh, you know what else I've always been like not a big fan of throwing money away on? Establishing
What's that?
myself as a lord or a laird or whatever fucking dumb word they use. In like
Yeah.
Ireland or the UK or wherever they're selling their fake property.
Yeah, the established titles type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was like obviously a scam from the get go. I love that there are people that like legitimately thought like, no, it's real. You really are a lord. You just don't have any authority or anything, but you really are. And it's like, or you're
You can use the title.
really fucking not.
Mm.
Oh, Molly, you gotta die. I'm sorry. It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I did
I
that.
get buying that for somebody else as a joke if somebody's got like a fucking swollen head kind of thing. Like they're
Right,
a little
right.
egotistical and you're like, oh well now you're the lord of the castle. You know,
Yeah. Here you go,
we
Your
got
Highness.
you this. You're
Whatever.
a lord now, buddy. Like that would
Mm.
be fucking hilarious. But you know,
Yeah, it's kind of like the having a star named after you or whatever. That's stupid shit.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Mm.
it's not even like
That's stupid.
officially real. It's just in their books.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like astronomers or NASA or anybody is officially recognizing it.
Yeah, yeah. So like when people look it up
Uh,
in the future, it's not going to be like, oh, that's Day Trois Qua. That star is called Day Trois Qua. It's like no, that's 2340 or something. You know, like
yeah, yeah. No, his ancestors own that whole solar system
oh,
because
can
he
you
paid.
fucking imagine? Like that would be
Dude,
one
that
of the
would be fucking
benefits to
funny.
immortality, though, right there, right? You buy like spend 100 years and you buy as many of those stars as you can, and then you argue in a court of law, like in like a billion years when we're like traveling there to get resources from all the fucking
Like,
asteroids and shit in that area, and be like, nah, I own
like,
those
no,
fucking stars, motherfucker. I bought those
I got the
years ago.
receipt.
I got the fucking deed, baby.
Got the receipts, fuckers.
That'd be
That entire
hilarious, dude.
fucking sector is mine.
Oh god, that'd be glorious. Man, I hate that I have to kill my dealers to fix them in Schedule 1.
That is unfortunate.
I keep getting... The game is, like, not totally good yet.
Mm.
It's weird. Yeah, like, just random shit just breaks all the time.
Well, if it's still in beta, I guess that's somewhat to be expected.
Yeah. It's very annoying. I gotta sit down at some point and reassign all the dealers to different customers. I keep trying. I have to kill them, though. There's no real penalty for killing people in this game. Like, they just come back to life, like, the next day or whatever. They respawn. But, sometimes it can fix the dealers. Also, it's satisfying when they don't earn like the $4,000 or $5,000 for the day to just like shoot them. Just be like, well, bitch, better have my money. Let's
Now
see.
you must die and be alive the next day. That would probably be pretty motivating. Like, you come back the next day, like you killed. Like, that's got to be unpleasant.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, a couple of bullet wounds you got to go heal from overnight. Do you see that the fucking fat lady, the mukbang fat lady, is facing serious charges in like Iran or something?
I think Kuwait, right?
Kuwait? Oh, it
It
was
was
Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what the fucking place was. One of those jihad cities. The hijabi fucking countries.
Yeah. I didn't really see any of that, but yeah.
Well, she
I
was
didn't see
wearing a
what the fuck was
hijab
going
in some of her fucking stuff, like when I watched it. So it's one of them hijabi places
Right.
where they make
Yeah,
women
yeah.
dress in hijabs. But apparently she fucking faked a fucking cat. What do you call it?
Oh, wow. Like eating a cat?
No, no,
Wow.
like faked charity for cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she fucking was like, I'm gonna collect all this money and save all these cats, and like she even had a cat that she was supposedly like, supposedly saved from fucking the street or whatever, and was collecting money for that cat individually, but never took the cat to get anything done.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yeah, so she made a bunch of money. So she's looking at like 5 years in prison over there. Because they're like, hey, you don't get to just fucking collect money
Hmm.
and not ever actually do what you say when you ask for money for these animals. Like, it's not how that works, Sugar Plum. Like, you're going to prison. So that's been kind of entertaining to watch that. Apparently, I think she tried to flee the country.
Wow.
I don't know if she successfully managed to get away, but she's trying to flee the country.
Mm. So she's actually from that country then, yeah? Or is she just like
No,
visiting
she's
her?
American. She moved there because she married some guy from there.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, she tried to marry a guy there, presumably because he was gonna fucking pay for everything for her. I mean, that's at least my guess. But yeah. So it's that's but I thought that was pretty fucking funny. The fake charity thing going on, and the fat mukbang lady running away. Let's see. Oh, the fucking... Did you watch the sheriff thing? From fucking Florida where he's talking about, like, because they were doing the riots in all the other cities? Did you see anything about
No,
that?
I missed that one. No,
Oh,
no.
it was fucking amazing. He came out and he's like... So let me just tell you right now, we're not going to be having that here. This rioting over the laws being enforced will not be tolerated.
Nice.
If you come out, like, it was like if you come out here and say some nasty shit or you get in our way and all this other stuff, you're going to be going to the hospital and then you're going to jail. If you raise a weapon, try to throw a rock or a stick or harm any of the police here in any way, shape, or form, you will be going to the morgue, and we will be informing your family of where they can collect your remains.
God damn, dude.
D Street said
Florida's
that shit.
fucking nuts.
Like, it was
Florida's
like, God
fucking
damn, dude.
insane, dude.
Like, you're out of your fucking mind, but I love it. He was the most gangster fucking... He was the most gangster fucking talk I've ever seen.
Dude, that is... Yeah. That's pretty on brand for Florida, though. They're fucking nuts, dude.
It was just like, oh yeah, fuck around, find out. We'll put you in the fucking dirt. Like, oh shit. Well, in that case, I'm gonna choose to fucking not. You know?
Yeah, not do that.
That's
I'm going to not do that.
That's an easy decision on my part.
Mm.
And as far as I know, everybody else in Florida was like, yeah, that seems like a real easy choice. I'm gonna just not. How's that?
Right.
And there have been protests, like they protest, but you know, like they're not getting in the way
They
of
actually
rioting.
stayed... Yeah, they actually stayed mostly peaceful.
Yeah. As opposed to the
Crazy
massive
how that
riots that are going on everywhere else.
The No Kings riots.
I like
now.
that he's literally not allowing these states to just arbitrarily decide their immigration policy for the rest of the country, but they're calling him like a dictator.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally just fulfilling the office of president. Like, not only is he allowed to enforce the law, he is obligated to do so.
Right.
Like, he won the election. This is what the country wants. He's following through with what the people want. It could not be anything any less of a monarchy. You know what I mean? It's literally, it could not possibly be any more democratic than it is.
Yeah. Well, that's the right
But
out of the Solinsky's the rules. You accuse the others of doing what you're doing.
yeah, it just blows my
Accuse
mind
your
how
opponent
retarded people are.
when
It's
you.
like, how can you be that fucking stupid?
Yeah, it is very disheartening how many people are that fucking easily just overly credulous people. Is it's fucking nuts.
Nah. Well, it's just pure ignorance, you know. That's the sad part.
Mm. Yeah, it's just what do you call it? God damn it! Sorry, I was playing my game in a particularly intense moment. Um, yeah, just taking anybody's word for this kind of shit is bizarre to me. Yeah, especially politicians. Like, why the fuck are you going to take a politician's word for anything without checking? You know?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Like, why on earth would you ever just be like, oh well, a politician said it, so I'm gonna listen to what they have to
Yeah,
say.
they've
It's
never
like,
been that.
we've
They've
always
never
known they were
designed.
liars. Like, what?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I used to be can't believe up these countries are crazy and like, you think we're not that's not going on here, or are you really that naive? Think our politicians are actually honest?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
sad. Well, I think that's the education system. I think that's what China's been going after the most for the longest. Is
Yeah, makes sense.
wearing down our education system, as well as like our corporations have been going after it too, because the less educated people are, the more easy they are to control, and it's like these people are incredibly ignorant. It's sad. Um, let's see. Oh, I watched this Central African documentary. Like Central Africa is like an actual country in Africa. Apparently, there's like a Central Africa, and
Oh, okay.
they've been recovering from civil war, and it's been particularly brutal on the poor people and like the average guy there. And I was
Oh,
watching it the whole time. I was watching it, I was thinking, man, I would love to see all these liberal shit birds from fucking universities and stuff talking about being oppressed. I would love to see them live over there for a fucking like a week. Like there's one place where there's no, like all the roads are completely washed out. There's no transportation in or out other than like motorcycles. And so like if you have severe medical issues, you better be able to ride a motorcycle to get to the fucking
wow.
hospital. Like they take patients to the hospital on like the back of a motorcycle. Uh,
Wow. That's fun.
There's these boats that they have to use to get up and down the river, to get to where they gonna like sell shit and all that kind of stuff. And
Right.
fucking they sink on a regular basis. And like a lot of people die all the time. Like everybody, is like, well, sometimes the boats sink and then a bunch of people die. Just how it goes. That's just like a
Okay.
normal fucking routine thing, like for these people's commute. Uh, there was
Risking your
another
life every
city
time.
that was so isolated and so far away from any other city that their main and only food source for a good portion of the year is caterpillars. Literally, the children go
Wow.
out and like fucking spend all day picking up caterpillars so that everybody has enough food to eat.
That is wretched. That sounds
Fucking
God damn.
awful.
That is fucking bad, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, the whole thing is just like fucking what? Like you're like, God damn. It was just so fucking brutal.
Yeah, that's how do you keep going on? That's a just. I guess you don't know any better.
They
Like
also
maybe you
talked
think
about this
like
place
that.
where, in order to make money, the majority of the people like that are able to earn enough to live off of it are
Mm.
they just get sand out of the bottom of the river, and it fucks
Wow.
their ears and their nose and stuff up and their brain up as well, because the depths they have to dive to get the sand are like extremely low and just low enough that like it does like a little bit of damage, but it's enough that it's over time. Like you can only do it for like a
Yeah, it
few
adds
years
up.
before you're done, and then you just die.
Wow.
Uh, like, and these people are literally like making their money by like scooping sand into fucking buckets and swimming up and taking that to a fucking boat and then piling up the sand on a boat and taking it in and selling the sand like in buckets to the fucking corporations that are buying it.
What the fuck's so special about the sand?
It's just sand. Like it's just cheaper to have them do it. Like they're
Oh,
earning like
okay.
$5 or $6 a day. It's not like they're making very much, you know.
Yeah. Oh, like over there, it's a lot.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
there it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's more than the average person makes, and it's enough to support the whole family. So a lot of these guys just do it because it's the only way to take care of their families. But you know those fucking
Yeah.
kids in the colleges, they're fucking oppressed, baby.
Mm.
They're living the worst life possible. We should all
Yeah,
feel
they got it.
really sorry for them.
Mm.
Like, just
Dude.
goddamn, dude.
Bunch of whiny bitches, dude.
I was saying, I left a comment on there. I'm like, it'd be hilarious if they intercut all the fucking people complaining about being oppressed into the documentary.
Into
Like,
that.
go over and
Just
do
like
the
every
whole
once
bit
in a while.
about the people mining sand, and then fucking like, then cut into like some translate. Like, it's a matter of life and death. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to
They
kill us all.
misgendered me.
Yeah.
They're misgendered me.
Yeah, it would be beautiful. It would be fucking hilarious.
Excuse me, it is ma'am.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. I was watching that. I don't know if you watched the video part about Essence of Thought that Diorio put out. Like I've known of that dude. Sorry, that woman. For quite a while, though I didn't know. God damn! Every time I see that one, I think of that person that did that whole. Excuse me, it is ma'am. It is not sir. It is ma'am. Because it's like just a dude with long hair
Yeah.
that's claiming he's a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the things that's like a pet peeve for me, because it's like, I don't care what you want to identify as. You don't get to threaten and assault people and get like ridiculously mad if they make a mistake, like a simple mistake.
Yeah. Just because they see you as a dude with makeup and in a girl, and not as a woman.
Like there was you know what? There was a guy who very much looked like he was just a dude in a dress, but
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't his fault. It was just like the hair on his face just grew too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I could have no problem calling that guy ma'am or whatever. Like I'm fine with it. Like no big deal. But
Right.
I could see somebody making a mistake and not realizing it because they weren't paying attention to the clothes or something. Because when you're a jockeying a register at a fucking gas station, you're not paying attention to anybody. I know that everybody that walks in thinks they're the center of the fucking universe, but you're not paying attention and you don't remember any of them because you don't fucking care.
Yeah. Oh fuck, man.
Like, there's no animosity there. It's just literally like, I'm barely paying
I
attention to
just
what I'm
don't.
doing here.
Yeah, this is very much a job, not a career that I love. This is very
I
much just a job.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, it was fun bullshitting
Yeah,
with people that walked in the store and selling them their fucking cancer sticks and their fucking candy and their fucking beer. Like, I
right.
enjoyed it. That was fun. You know, like, people are gonna go out and have a party. They're in a great mood. You know, you can really, you know, have a lot of fun bullshitting with them for a couple of minutes while they get their beer and they're on their way. You know, somebody had a shitty day at
Yeah,
work and they're
yeah.
picking up a big 40, like, duh, dude, looks like it was rough, man. All right, well, you enjoy this beer, you know. Fun.
But
And there were regular
as far as
customers. The only
remembering
people I
pronouns,
remembered were the people that would come in all the time.
yeah, yeah.
For instance, all the police got their gas at that gas station. They had a contract with the city to provide gas for the cruisers. They'd pay the company they each had a card that just would like let them fill their tanks, and then they'd settle up at the end of the month with the company directly. Like, they didn't pay us for it. And every single night, like when you work graveyard shift, you had a lady would call in and be like, "All right, put on the cinnamon coffee," and you would go over. You would make a fresh pot of cinnamon coffee for the dispatcher for the police in that city.
Right.
And the police would come in and about 20 to 30 minutes after that and pick up a big cup of coffee just for that one lady. And it was just kind of entertaining to me, like that it was like, this fucking lady really likes the cinnamon coffee at this fucking gas station. And so you would make it fresh, and you would, you know, and they were very appreciative of it. She really liked it.
Yeah, yeah. That's always nice. But yeah, as far as the average person that comes in irregular, maybe the only time they're ever. Yeah, we're not remembering any of that shit. Or anybody that comes in maybe once a month or something.
There was a strip club bouncer.
Yeah, I'm not
that
gonna
would come in
remember
a couple of times a week when he was killing time before going and picking up his stripper girlfriend.
All right.
And he would bullshit and hang out there for like, 2-3 hours. He was a fun guy, fun to chat with, fun to bullshit with.
Right.
There, like we had there was a cab driver that would come in all the time. A bunch of really nice truck drivers and bikers. I'll tell you right now, like the people that were shitty when I worked at the gas station, the people that were shitty and were assholes were white and Asian businessmen. Those were the two groups of people that were almost universally shitty to you at the gas station.
Yeah.
Regular blue collar people, always great. Truckers, amazing. Bikers, like the guys riding the Harleys and shit, they were super fucking chill.
Yeah.
Always super chill. Mexicans are always ready to have a good time, and they're always like super fucking cheerful coming in, and they were like some of the nicest customers. But man, just like white and Asian business guys. Like if it was a white or an Asian guy in a suit, they were gonna be real fucking rude. And it was so weird because you were like, I didn't go into this expecting to have like a racial bias at the end of it, but you fucking it's hard not to notice. Like
yeah.
Black guy in a suit, he's gonna be polite. It's like it was just weird that it was the Asians and the whites.
Yeah. It's an odd one.
Mexican
well, it's odd for anyone to just
white lady in a suit, Asian lady in a suit, totally chill. It was just too fucking
white and Asian men.
Yeah.
They're massively insecure or whatever their fucking rationale.
Man, like, cause nobody was treating them like rude or anything. I guess they want everybody to bow and scrape. I don't know.
Yeah, if they're kind of higher up there, upper management types, they're gonna be like, everybody kisses my ass, so I treat them like shit because I can.
I've never bowed and scraped or kissed anyone's ass in any of the jobs I've ever worked in, and management has always loved me. Because I show up on
Right.
time. I don't call in sick all the time, faking it, and I do my fucking job. You know, like, and that's always served me. Like, they always love me. I don't have to bow and scrape or kiss their ass or any of that shit. And I've turned down promotions. Like, I could probably be a manager where I work now, but it's the money that they pay you. It's not worth the work that
Oh
they
yeah.
demand of you.
Oh yeah. No, I did. I routinely went out of my way to avoid more responsibility in any of the
Yeah.
fucking jobs, any of the promotion shit. I'm like,
Oh
all
yeah.
right, so
If
it's a
I'd
little
stayed
bit
at the
more
gas
money.
station, I probably would have been on a short track to being an assistant manager there. You know, it's like, you know, same thing with the grocery store. Like, everybody loved me. If I'd stayed there long enough, I probably would have worked my way up to being a cashier and then an assistant manager and a manager. But you know, it's just a really shitty job. Like, working in a grocery store is awful. Oh man, I liked the gas station better because when people would yell and scream, you could just watch them like a science experiment. Like, oh, this one's turning red. The last one turned purple.
All right.
Oh man, it was because like I don't care who's in the store and what they're buying. If somebody comes in and starts lying to me and telling me that they gave me a 20 when they gave me a 10 and they want an extra $10 in change because they think they can rip me off, or they want to fucking return the lottery ticket that didn't fucking win, or they're mad because I don't have like a fucking battery for their car. Like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Wow.
I don't care. I'm not taking that personally. You're just crazy. Like, I'm gonna watch you because
Yeah.
you're entertaining, but I'm not like scared of this guy, and I'm not like concerned for my job. So I'm not emotionally involved with this person yelling at me. I'm just watching them because it's like something to do.
Like, this is entertaining. This is interesting. Most of this job is pretty
This is
boring.
this
So
is the funny story I'm gonna tell my buddy like at the end of the fucking week when we're like at the bar shooting pool. You know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I always went into those situations. I'm like, fuck you. You win if I get mad. You go back at you like that. Then I lost.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. You know, that's also a good way of looking at it too. Honestly.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, fuck you. I know that's what you want. That's, you know what I mean. That's what they want you to be pissed off too, for the most part. That's their motivation. Is I'm miserable, and I need to know that I made someone else miserable.
Yup.
So they, yeah, you notice they get more pissed when you don't get pissed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, every time.
When you just don't bother engaging, dude, they get so fucking furious.
Or you don't do the like the oh my god, I'm so sorry. What can we do to help you? What can we do to make it better? Like, I just never did that shit either because like I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. If it was a legitimate thing, that's one thing. But yeah, if you're just being an asshole with
When we
unrealistic
actually
expectations,
fucked up and somebody came in and complained like a normal human being, and like they were like,
yeah,
"Hey, look,
yeah,
you know, uh, I paid for $20 of gas on the pump and it stopped pumping after 10. You can look on your system." And you're like, "Oh no, you did give me $20. I did put that in wrong. Let me fix it right now for you. I'm so sorry about that." Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm willing to make it better. What's that? You bought that sandwich, then you got to work and you tried to eat that sandwich and you looked at it, it was covered in fucking mold and you brought it back so I could see it? Yeah, dude, we'll fucking give you another sandwich. Don't worry about it.
but yeah, if you go into a fucking gas station and you expect them to have a car battery, yeah, that's a little odd.
Oh god, the number of people that would come in and ask for like weird car parts, like fucking, do you have hubcaps? Do you have fucking batteries? Do you have like fucking belts and stuff like that and shit? Brake pads? And you're
Yeah,
like, what do you think this
yeah.
is?
We
It's
got
it's
some
a Burger
fluids.
King and a convenience store with some bathrooms and a car wash on the back. Like there's nowhere for car
Yeah,
parts here.
we got oil and maybe some fluid or transmission shit. That's about all you're gonna get, dude. That's all I would expect out of a fucking any kind of that station,
Yeah.
convenience store, whatever. I would expect them to have like a small selection of oil and possibly other fluids, but mostly just oil.
Yeah. We would have like oil and like windshield washer fluid. And then we also had water that you could put in your radiator, but it was just drinking water. Like it wasn't like specifically for that.
Right.
You know, it was like, oh yeah, if you need you know, oh what do you call it? Lost the brain entirely. What was I saying?
I don't know, automobile stuff at the store that was for sale. I
Oh yeah,
think.
like if you needed, it wasn't like there's special like distilled water you can get for like radiators and stuff from like auto shops. It's really expensive, or you can just
Oh,
buy
right.
bottled water at fucking anywhere and just put it in there. Like it's not that big of a
Right.
fucking deal. Did we have anything else? I
Yeah.
think we might have carried like fuses. I think there was like
Yeah,
some
it's going to be a
fuses
very
in like a
minor
little
thing.
forgotten corner of the fucking place, but everything else is just like,
Yeah.
you know, pre-made
There might be a
sandwiches,
very,
chips, soda, candy, nuts, and fucking snacks of all kinds and stuff like that. It was all just junk food and
yeah,
lotto
yeah.
tickets.
Yeah, like I said, there might be a few things, other minor automotive things, but yeah. You don't have a fuel filter for my particular. You guys are horrible. That's irresponsible. Like, why would we carry that much shit at just a gas station?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just a gas station, bro. It's like, you know, we're not like full service stations. It's like when you're looking at like getting oil changes and filters and brakes and belts and batteries and shit, you're looking for a service station, not a gas station.
Mm. Yeah, I guess that's probably where the disconnect comes from.
Yeah, they just didn't
They
get
have
it.
odd expectations for what is basically a convenience store that sells gas.
Yeah. Oh, I never watched that York thing. Shit, I should watch that.
The what?
The fat electricians thing on Sergeant York. I watch almost.
Mm.
I've watched a ton of the fat electrician stuff. He
Yeah,
makes
yeah, he's good.
the war stories like fascinating.
Yeah, he's great, man. Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw my response to when you posted that, but I used to watch
Mm.
the fucking movie about that guy all the fucking time when I was a little kid.
Mm. Yeah, I'd never seen whatever that movie is. So it
I
was all
believe
new
the
to
movie
me.
is like The Incredible Sergeant York or something like that.
Mm.
And it's like it's the
Mm.
dumbest
Okay.
fucking movie on the planet. It's so obviously propaganda.
Right. Mm.
Oh, what is it called?
But yeah, I think it just says Sergeant York. You posted.
Oh yeah, it might be it might just be. Yeah. It's just Sergeant York. Yeah, you're right. But it was I just for some reason was like super fascinated with it when I was a little kid.
Mm.
Like if I remember correctly, like it started off with him like shooting turkeys and shit in like fucking some rural town, and people being like, "Damn, you're a good shot," and then like the war is declared, and he's like, "I gotta go shoot me some Germans," and then he like
Mm.
goes there and he's like, the Germans are all like comically fucking retarded in the movie and stuff, and so he's like, "I'm gonna take them just like I took them turkeys. You start at the back and work your way forward. They
Mm.
won't know it's happening."
Mm.
And that's what he fucking does in the movie. It's just like a line of people walking, and he just starts shooting at them from behind, and they just keep dying, and nobody notices. And you're like, I don't think that would be quite how that
Yeah.
works.
Mm. Yeah. Somehow I don't think you're getting through. Nobody.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the people who you shoot in the back are not all going to die instantaneously, and that a lot of them are going to be like,
Yeah,
"Ow, I've been shot."
yeah. Make no noise, dude. They're gonna
Just
die
fall over dead
soundlessly every
immediately.
time. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep. Nobody's gonna hear him fall into the ground. Shit. Just gonna keep taking him out like it's a fucking video game.
Good Lord. It was so entertaining as a kid. I don't know why. All right, let's see. I think
Mm.
we're nearing the end, and yeah, it's almost time for dinner.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
here was
basically
a good
six
one.
o'clock.
The scientists have figured out that the microdosing two cancer drugs makes mice live 30% longer.
Mm.
So it's
Good
already
for them.
things that they know are safe for humans. So human trials, that might actually be something that we might get in our lifetime. Life
Mm.
extension drugs.
Nice.
I don't know if that's something you're interested in. You seem more interested in like, no, fucking kill me, get me out of here.
Yeah. 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 I'm not. I've never been interested in, even as a kid, not interested in extending my. Any of you guys that want to, feel free.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. Fucking sign me up. And then there
Yeah.
was a
Maybe
funny
if I
one
like won
where
the lottery or something.
some lady was chewing out this guy at a fucking grocery store, and she posted it because she's apparently a moron. Um,
Oh yeah, those
where
are always
like
the
her
best
daughter
when they.
flipped the guy off because he was in the way because he's actively doing his shopping, and this guy's like old and clearly has a hard time getting around because he has to use one of those fucking little motorized carts at the grocery store.
Oh right, right.
And this lady's
Mm.
like, how dare you tell my child that she's rude? And he's like, well, she's rude.
Yeah, she flipped me off. Fuck
She
that
flipped
bitch.
me off and couldn't wait for the like 10 fucking seconds for me to finish what I was doing and then move. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, Jesus, he's so polite because I would not have been.
yeah.
Like, I would have been
Exactly.
like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not my fucking.
Yeah.
You don't get to come over here and just start chewing me out because your rude ass, shitty little kid fucking cried about being called out for her bullshit.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
always funny
apparently
when
there's going to be
the
a Spaceballs 2,
people
by the
post
way.
shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's old. We
Right.
talked about that last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. So we
yeah.
covered
Like I
everything.
said, we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. We got
Oh
we
yeah,
got all the good stuff. All right, man. I'm gonna go get some
yeah,
food
yeah.
and hit the bathroom. So have fun.